Hello, 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 hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Random Show, episode number 199, part 2. Episode number 199, part 2. Apologies for the lateness. Hope you're well wherever you may be. Hope you're doing swimmingly. Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're well hydrated, well rested, well lubricated, and everything else in between. I hope wherever you are, you're doing far better than I'm doing right now. Okay? I hope and pray you're doing far better than I am right bloody now. In case you're wondering, why is it 199 part 2 and not 200? Because I didn't plan 200, of course. I've been busy with work. I've been busy with life. Hadn't had time to do it yet, so I don't want to rush it. So I'm going to do part 2 because I still have to finish the TFATK live video. So technically, it was always going to be a part 2 anyway. But I'm still going to go ahead with my plan of doing this 200 episode in 2 parts. 1 part on Discord, 1 part on the live stream, right? I've still got to fine tune all the pieces, but you'll hear about it very soon. I'll put a post up on the community page. I'll put a post up on the Discord. I'll let you guys know. Don't worry, we're going to get it sorted. I might even go to the Pirate and rent one of those fucking recording studios for a couple hours. But I'll decide. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Leave it with me. Big Aggie. I got the big shoulders, right? I'll flip and figure it out. Don't you worry. Sit back and rest, and you'll see the notification, and you can join me, and we can have a good laugh. All right? Cool. Safe. Apart from that, hope you all been good. Big up everybody in the stream chat. I appreciate you. I see Kesod Moses. I see Wingus Dingus. I see Wingus Dingus. Sorry, I see Podcastables. Stinagu, I see you. What's going on? Big up. Who else is here? I see Jordan Ray. I see Ryan Joseph, Star Slinger. Big up everybody in the stream chat. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. Thank you for joining me on this illustrious Wednesday. It's the morning now in the UK. It's like 9:45. I've got plenty of things to be doing today. So it's going to be a bit of a jam-packed one. I'm going to get through as many of the things I can get through on this flipping list of topics. And then we're going to continue on with our day. You feel me, right? You feel me? All right, cool. Cool, bless, and everything else in between. So, first things first to cop off with. First things first to hop on with. Did you know? Did you guys know one thing? Are you aware of this? You don't know, do you? You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? You have no idea. Well, guess what? The cocaine bot is back. Lush, the cocaine bot, is back at No Jumper. He's flipping back. And I'll tell you now, look at the proof. Look at the proof.
From within the past 3 months of him disrespecting me, then what?
Listen, bro.
Then what?
Talking about me, right?
Then what?
Calling you all type of shit a year ago. Did you not come in there with 3 diss songs talking about my hairline after?
Your hairline? That's what this is about? Jesus, what the fuck? Your hairline?
You already
Bro,
3 diss songs. Listen.
I did not make 3 diss songs.
You already came in there after I laughed at you with
Non-filtered is crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's hidden right there, right?
What is that? What is that? Do you think that's meth? Has he got meth mouth? Why has he got those white crusts all around his mouth for that? Is that meth? Is that crack? Is that coke? Like, what is that? So Lush is back on No Jumper. He went back crawling. He's missing that place anyway. To be fair to him, Lush hasn't been the same. Lush hasn't been the same ever since he got booted from No Jumper, which I don't really think was mostly his fault. I still think, for whatever reason, Adam22 doesn't have any level of accountability. Even I was watching the stream last night. So Lush basically came back on No Jumper. He took part in the live stream with DW Fame and Brick Baby and Adam22. They spoke about some shit, ironed out some stuff. Lush One got himself in trouble again with Suspect, and it seems like he's gonna have to fight him. But overall, they went over what happened and what led to him getting obviously booted and fired in that really embarrassing way live on stream on No Jumper, and obviously led to the, everybody else leaving, like AD and T-Rail and everybody else, whatever. And basically, Adam22 still refuses to accept that the main problem, the main thing that started that issue wasn't the fact that he wanted to kick AD off the fucking Monday show, whatever it may be. He can do what he wants. It's his business. It's his platform. It's his channel. It's his brand. He can do what the hell he wants. He's the boss. The issue that was I think what caused the biggest problem was that he was talking about other employees to other employees. As a boss, as a manager, you shouldn't be talking about what you may do to an employee disciplinary-wise to another employee, especially if they're on the same level as them. If you're talking to a member of management, that's fair enough. But he wasn't. He was talking to Lush. So he still refuses to accept the fact that he spoke to Lush about it, which is the worst thing you could do. Then when that gets back to the person who you're talking about, Chinese whispers-wise, it's always going to sound worse. It's always going to sound worse because it's coming from a fellow employee, especially if they don't rate the employee, especially in Lush's case, because I think Lush was one of the last people to join when the No Jumper was going through that new kind of, resurgence and shit. So I can understand why, even though AD probably knew what was happening because Adam 22 says he spoke to him about it and said he was going to fire him. AD was aware he was going to move him from that show, keep him on No Jumper, all that stuff he knew. I think it coming from, it coming from Lush via Adam 22 via the flipping Discord never resonated and never sat well. So it is what it is. But Lush One kind of got caught in the crossfire. If anything, it probably hurt Lush One the most. Everyone else has kind of gone on to do great things. House Phone, all those guys that Reconnected are doing well. T-Ro's doing well with Back on Fig. AD and Pan are doing well with their community and the Ace Boys, what they've got going on there. But Lush is the only person that kind of didn't really get himself back up on his feet. He kind of struggled. His own channel isn't really doing much. He was on another platform, I think it was The Spot or something. That didn't go too well. So he's been in a bit of a no man's land, doesn't really know what he's doing. And unfortunately, he did relapse too. He was sober for a while, he relapsed. He got back on the Zans, I think he said. Nothing else I think he mentioned, and maybe some drinks and weed and other things as well on top of that. But according to this video that I zoomed in on during the live stream, he might be onto some other stuff. I don't know what stuff he's on, but that crack or that white foam around in the corner of his mouth does not look good. So let's play it one more time, then we can move on.
And then niggas talking about let's battle it out.
From within the past 3 months of him disrespecting me, then what?
Listen, bro.
Then what?
Talking about me, right?
Then what?
Calling you all type of shit a year ago. Did you not come in there with 3 diss songs talking about my hairline after?
Your hairline? That's what this is about? Jesus, what the fuck? Your hairline? Bro,
3 diss songs. Listen.
I did not make 3 diss songs.
You already came in there after I laughed at you.
Non-filtered is crazy, Brick.
What do you think that is? What is that? Yuck, man. Yuck. Anyway, I'm happy for Lush One to be back on No Jumper. Like I said, I think he needs it more than anybody. I think without No Jumper, that guy legitimately might, DEAD, like legitimately, he might DIED, sorry. Oh, yeah, no, he might DIE. Fuck, what can I spell? He might DIE, so he definitely needs No Jumper more than anybody. So I'm happy he's back there, I really am. But Jesus Christ, what an embarrassing, sequence of events for him to be out there like that, especially in that kind of manner. I only can feel sorry for him. Moving on from that one, we got some good news. Do you guys remember last week or a couple of days ago, this post went viral on UK side of the internet, but I'm sure you've seen it all across social media. This kid is at a concert for some Afrobeats singer, I think, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere. I think it might be in the O2 somewhere here in London. The Afrobeat singer sees one of his fans on the front row, calls her onto the stage, and unbeknownst to the Afrobeat singer, the boyfriend's in the crowd. So the singer calls the girl on stage. He takes her behind the curtain where they've got these silhouettes and these lights that kind of make them, look like silhouettes, but they shine the light on them. And he's performing all these crazy sex moves, like positions and shit on her, right? Clearly they're not having sex, but it looks fucking wild because her boyfriend's literally in the fucking crowd. The camera pans to the boyfriend and he's just looking at the screen thinking, oh my God, right? So obviously really, really crazy situation. Everybody was speaking about it on the internet and it became a big fucking debate topic, whatever it may be. Anyway, as everything kind of, leveled out a bit, the kid ends up going on Kai Cenat's stream, the boyfriend, and Kai Cenat links him up with I think another girl. They go on this, they do a little fun dating sort of speed dating sort of competition thing that was pretty cool. Kai Cenat ends up giving the kid, I think, like 20 grand or 30 grand. I forgot how much it was, which is extra funny because he tried to get the girl on his stream, but she didn't want to go on the stream unless she was paid. And I think Kai Cenat made the point of saying that he was never going to agree to pay her, but he probably would have given her money later on. But because she asked, he thought, you know what, you can get lost. So she doesn't get paid. She's kind of on social posting, you know, these really nonsensical statements about why she decided to go on stage and embarrass her boyfriend or her situationship or whatever she was seeing at the time. Everyone feels sorry for the guy. And then at the end of that whole stream, KREISCHER mentioned that boy messaged him and said, oh, like, you know, extended his thanks and how appreciative was of KREISCHER kind of bringing him on his platform. And he basically said that now he's being reached out by loads of brands for deals. And I thought, oh, that's pretty quick, isn't it? All these brands reaching out to him. Well, guess what? One of the brands reaching out to him was fucking Morley's. Morley's Chicken here in the UK decided to reach out to him and put him in the advert. Pretty flipping cool. Pretty cool.
Yo, boss, can I get the usual, please? Appreciate it. Should have picked Jazz.
Pretty cool, isn't it, man? Pretty flipping cool. So big up the kid. Congratulations to him. He went from having one of the most embarrassing days of his life to being completely lit forever. Hopefully he can segue that into kind of, you know, making sure he gets money online, becoming an influencer, creating content, whatever it may be. It really is great to see that his life has been turned around, even though it started off pretty shaky, even though it wasn't the greatest situation. Now things are turned around and he's now able to look back at it and smile. I still think in general, the situation itself could have been easily avoided. Easily. Yo, big up Wingus Dingus. Appreciate you, brother.
Big up Has. Big up the chat. Big up Morley's. Hands down the weight chicken chain in London. Shits on the Colonel from a long drop.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. We don't really have, you know what the issue is? Wingus, you will know, we don't really have good chicken in London, in general, fried chicken. It's not that great. So when Morley's came around and was able to establish that standard across all their fucking chains, they killed it instantly. There was a time when I think, was it Pepe's or what's it called? That one, is it Popeye's? Whatever that name is. There was a particular time that was running things, but overall the consistency of chicken is pretty shit. That's why actually in fucking Westfield there's a Popeye's chicken there, and that's doing crazy bits. I think all the Popeyes in the UK are doing really well because we don't really have that, what they have in the States, that kind of dry, crunchy chicken wings. For whatever reason, our chicken wings are usually quite soggy. Like, they're not so, you know, they're kind of more oily, they're not as dry, they're not as crunchy. Whereas I feel like the Morley's ones have that kind of flavor on it, coating. And obviously Popeyes do the same thing. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Morley's. We don't have a lot of them here where I'm kind of based in London. They're mostly, I feel like, a South thing. I think so. There was obviously a few around London now, but I feel like they've got a lot more in South than they would any other places. But I'm still a big fan of it. I've been to there a few times. I really like the chicken burger. I think they do a fucking incredible chicken burger there, really, to be honest. Maybe even better than Popeyes. I gotta be honest. I actually think Popeye chicken burgers are kind of overrated. They're a bit much. It's a lot of chicken, man. That breast is fucking huge. Then the pickles. Then if you get the deluxe one, the cheese and the lettuce, it's like, it's a lot of fucking burger. It's a lot. It's fucking, it's a meal in itself. Like, I'm getting to a point now, even though I can get on my fat boy shit, I'm getting to a point now where I could probably order two. I could probably order a chicken burger and maybe 2 wings, or a chicken burger and maybe fries, but I can't order the whole drink. It's too much. Or maybe just order the burger and the drink. It's just a lot. It's a fucking lot. Like, that chicken burger is not, it's not for the faint-hearted. Like, I can't really do it. So yeah, what can you do? But big up the kid anyway. I think it's incredible. How I said at the end, I think the major thing to kind of glean from this is that I still don't understand what that girl was playing at. Like, even if they're not boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Even if they're just going to that concert as a date together, because I think she was trying to justify herself going up on the stage and doing all those crazy sex position things, you know, behind the curtain, as, you know, her just having fun because that artist is her favorite artist and she paid for her own tickets, so she's just trying to have fun. I just think you've got to be a bit respectful of the person you're with, even if you're not dating. I think there is some there's level of respect you gotta have. It's almost like if you went to a concert with somebody and you weren't even in a relationship, but you just, that was your first. Because sometimes, I don't know, some people are weird with first dates. I personally wouldn't take anybody to a concert on a first date. I think it's a weird place to try and get to know somebody. There's no time to speak. There's too many distractions, visual stimuli, other people. It's just too much, right? I think a concert is a weird place to go for a first date anyway. But if you do go to a concert as a first date, I feel like even if you're not dating the person, like, and if somebody came up to you and said, hey, what's your number? You should say no. Just because you're with somebody, you know? It's not respectful. And I think if you're a decent guy and you saw somebody with a girl, you won't just go up to them anyway. You just assume they're together. Or you just give them that kind of, you know, that privacy, that distance, and you maybe catch it on the next one, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever. If you catch her at the bus up on their own, cool. But you don't want to go up to them while they're together. It just doesn't, there's like a respect there. And that's the main thing that I gleaned from it. She can, if she's on her own with her girlfriends, she can go on stage there and twerk on a guy's face, sit on his face, bend over, climb on him like a fucking monkey frame. Do what you want. You're free to do it. I just feel like if you go with somebody, especially somebody of the opposite sex, even if it's a flipping a friend, because most likely that person's been put in a friend zone, I don't know, man. Just give them, it's a bit of respect. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to give somebody your number, make sure he doesn't see. You know what I mean? Just be a little bit like, have some tact. Like, don't just be upfront with it. Like, it's just a bit disrespectful and it's not necessary. And if anything, those type of things create villains. That's villain origin story number one. Like, that could have been really dark for him. That could have been the point where he turned into like a Superman incel. Do you know what I mean? You don't want that. So if you can avoid having guys out there, random guys that hate you, I think it's a good thing as a woman. You don't need to have like random dudes that hate you and you have no idea why. Just allow it and, you know, be respectful of people in the same space and go from there. But, you know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Next thing to talk about. We have to talk about this. We have to talk about this because this absolutely broke my heart and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I wanted to cry. I was vomiting. I was shaking. Everything about me was just going crazy because I could not believe the biggest gangster on the West Coast, the goon of all goons, the crip of all crip, AD from Community, could get washed the way he did outside of a club. I couldn't believe it, bro. I couldn't believe it. My eyes were like dancing in my head like, this is not happening. This is not happening. This is not happening. AD is the biggest gangster in the world. He's the toughest guy ever. He can fuck anybody up. How could he lose a fight? Well, I'll tell you what, he did. According to this video, he did. Let me play to you what happened the other day. Let me play to you what happened the other day to AD outside of a club in San Diego. Crazy.
World star, motherfucker. I didn't press world star.
As you can see there, the guy on the floor putting on his t-shirt, right? The guy more preoccupied with putting on his t-shirt as opposed to getting up and getting busy. The guy more worried about covering his man boobs as opposed to getting up and fucking caving that boy's head in is none other than AD. Yes, AD from Community, former No Jumper co-host, got slumped outside of a club by some random white dude and he only got saved by OT. If OT wasn't there putting that kid in a guillotine choke, he would have been RIP'd. It would have been flipping worse for AD. That guy would have gone on top of him, pummeled his head in. AD might have got slept. It might have been really dark for the guy. So, you know, maybe we have to reverse the monarchies. Maybe AD isn't Batman. Maybe Batman is OT and AD is actually Robin. Robin, you know what I mean? He actually needs to be saved. He actually needs Big Brother OT to always be looking out for him or Uncle OT to be looking out for him. Because without OT, it would have gone really bad for him. And it's really funny, this video. Number one is funny because you can tell that they were scrapping before, right? As I played the video at the beginning. So AD's there on top, kind of. He was okay on the barricades. So you can tell they had a fight somewhere around here and it spilled onto the outside. So more than likely, we're only seeing a small push of the fight. So I could believe a scenario where AD won. But the end of the video makes it look like he lost. And I've been there. I've told you guys before, I've been there, right? I had that fight in school and I fucking was beating this kid up, black and blue. And then he kind of like pushed me away, went to push me away like this, and he flicked my nose. And for whatever reason, he didn't even punch my nose. He flicked my nose really hard, and suddenly all blood started to gush out my nose. Now I know because, you know, I have nosebleeds all the time in the summer. It's just one of those type of things. Maybe it's because of my asthma, who knows? But now I know I get nosebleeds a lot. But when I was younger, I didn't know. It was the first time I ever got one. So I'm beating this kid up, and then all my friends come out for lunch as the fight's about to end. And then when they see me turn around, my whole face is covered in blood. And that kid is black and blue. Now, who do you think won that fight? That kid that's got lumps or me covered in blood? Of course, you think that I lost. And I had to take that on the chin, and it was so embarrassing at school. I was getting teased about it for like a week straight. But you have to understand, when you get in a fight with somebody, if they draw blood, you automatically lose. Even if you haven't lost, you've lost. So that's a really dangerous thing about having street fights. Dangerous thing of having any type of fight is a perception. Unless you obviously slept, you know, you fucking KO the guy, it's all well and good. But if that person draws blood, you always look like you've lost. And in this scenario, because AD's on the floor, because his t-shirt's off, especially t-shirt being off, right? Because if you're in a fight and somebody rips your shirt off, and then all your friends come out of the club as you're standing there and you've got no shirt on, and that guy has a shirt, you look like you look like he's been ragdolling you around the fucking street, when really, that isn't the case. So I understand AD's pain here. I've been there. I've won a fight, but then I've lost it. You know what I mean? I've been there. I've won a fight, but I actually lost it because somebody drew blood. And unfortunately, you have to take that one on the chin. You have to take that on the chin. There's nothing you can do. No amount of explanations are going to make it okay. You can't say, oh yeah, I punched this security guard, I punched that. It doesn't matter. The fact that you're on the floor with your t-shirt off and there's a white guy on top of you trying to wail, and then your friend OT has a guy in a chokehold. If he wasn't there, you'd been getting wailed in. And look at there. Look, can you see there? AD's shoe is somewhere off here. So he was fighting. The guy ripped his shirt off and his shoe came off. I'm sorry, you look like you lost. They're on the floor there, they're tussling. Thank God for fucking OT Genesis. He comes out of the blue. He gets the kid in a guillotine choke. To be honest, I'm surprised the kid didn't go to sleep. He had that choke in for a while. Maybe OT isn't experienced in kind of doing a choke properly. I'm not too sure. Maybe the kid's got a really tough neck. But that kid was not going out. Like he had him in a choke for a while, and he was still swinging on AD. Look, he pulls him. He takes AD's shirt off. Look, he takes his fucking shirt off. Look, he takes his shirt off. He's ball bagging AD. He's got his fucking nuts. He's got his nuts. He's got his nuts in his face. He's got his nuts in his face. OT's got the kid in the choke, in the guillotine choke, and standing up against the wall. AD's trying to get free.
World star.
Look at that. Look, AD is like flat on the floor with one shoe on. He's got one shoe on. You see his black sock there. He's got one shoe on. His whole belly is exposed.
World star, motherfucker.
He's lying on the concrete floor with his bare back on it, next to a sign that says dress code. Isn't that ironic, right? He's lying on the floor, naked, half naked, with a sign that says dress code. Smart casual dress code, right? No hats, no trainers. And he's on the floor with no t-shirt on. Security comes and grabs the kid off.
World star.
OT releases the choke.
World star.
Look at AD. The kid jumps off him. AD doesn't even try to punch him. If that was me, I would have bit his leg. I would have tried to punch him in the fucking leg. I would have punched him in his nuts. Did something, just like a passing blow. Like, you already put me on the floor. I've got one shoe on. One shoe is there. One ACCUSES is there. One ACCUSES is here. Right? You look like, as people have said, you look like the Biggie fucking album, right? With the baby on the front cover, right? You're sitting on the floor like this. Give him a little passing blow as he passes by. Nah, he just lets him walk over. And then the security guard, which is really funny, right? Somehow this guy was able to put AD on his bum. This security guard is like, maybe he's not as tall, maybe he's taller than AD, but he's got a similar sort of size. He was able to pick this guy up. Look. He picked him up. That guy maybe isn't as tall. It is taller than AD, but it's probably the same weight. Was able to pick him up. And then funnily enough, look who steps out. Illa. Bring up Illa. Illa manages to come out. Look at the timing as well. Their lady friend walks out at the exact same time that AD's on the floor with one shoe on and no t-shirt. How do you explain that to your friend? Illa's like, babe, are you all right? Yeah, don't worry, I won. She look at you like, what? How did you win? You've got no shirt on, you've got one shoe on, half your sock is coming off, and your other foot looks like it's broken. How did you win that fight? Oh, I fucking love it. I love it, honestly. I love it so much. It's so hilarious, especially more so because those community guys, as much as I love them, as much as I love the Ace Boys, that's what as much as I love Pun and AD, all those kind of guys, they really do put out good content and fun streams. Listen to in the background. They do act like they're fucking indestructible. They go on as if they're like literally untouchable, as if they're like super thugs, as if they're super gangsters. It's like, bruh, there's always, I've learned in my life, especially with the amount of like dumb fights I've got into after clubs, drunk and high, there's random people on this earth who might not look like much, but they will absolutely slap you around if you test them. And I'm talking about regular men, regular guys that you might take for granted. If you push him, he will give you a beating. And I've received some of those beatings before, where you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, what's my jaw hurting? And then you remember, oh, I'm going to a fight with that. Honestly, that's why most of the time, it's good just to avoid any type of altercation. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Leave people alone. I swear to God, leave people alone and everything will be fine for you. If you go around looking for fights, you go around looking for trouble, eventually somebody half your size is going to really weigh you in. And it's going to embarrass you. You don't want to do that, especially nowadays with people with phones. Like, who would have guessed it, right? They would be in a random place in San Diego and somebody would be recording and they'll recognize it instantly. Who would have guessed it? Because again, AD, you know, he's well known, but he's not like a super celebrity. So the fact that he was fighting random people in San Diego and somehow was recorded is like, what are the odds? What are the bloody odds? Honestly, what are the bloody odds? Now, the reaction to it was funny. AD got on to a Punch stream and spoke about it briefly here. And there's a few other videos where he kind of speaks about it, but this was the funniest one because this was in the heat of the moment. I think he's kind of chilled out now and accepted that he was in the wrong. But this was his initial reaction when the video got leaked and everybody was clowning him. This is funny. Listen to AD trying to cope about everybody seeing that he lost a fight. This is hilarious.
MACKWOP, if you're out the loop, a video just came out. Yeah, you can go find it. But what you want to say, Dizzle?
Hold on. Yeah. They like, tell the nigga Pun. Oh, you talking to wax? You talking to wax? Oh, yeah. Hey, no.
The stalling is funny.
Hey, can you hear me, Pun?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Yeah, we
cuz.
can hear you. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
We can hear you.
You know what happened, cuz.
I mean, hey, the people right here. I was gonna say, you want me to put you online? If you want to get online, the people don't want to know because all they see is that video.
Right now, can the people hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you loud and clear, brother.
All right, look. Shout out to the motherfucking people. Shout out to the Ace Pit, nigga. It's gonna be some more footage coming out, bro, because I cracked that whole shit off, nigga. Everybody was there to tell y'all that. You know what I'm saying? I fired on 2 niggas, bro, before them niggas rushed me.
Which isn't a good thing, personally. I don't think you should be going to different cities, different states around the country and just fighting random security guards. I don't understand that. Like, why would you want to get into a fight with guys who are like usually quite big, usually maybe in some instances don't mind fighting because it makes their night more exciting, right? Usually you're bored, checking IDs, throwing out drunk girls. If somebody wants to fight, that actually might be fun. That actually might be the funnest part of your night as a security guard. You're like, you know what? Fuck it, let's go. Let's fucking go. Why would you do that? These guys are stone cold sober. All they've got in them is fucking creatine and and energy drinks, right? And maybe some other injectables. Why would you fight these guys? Like, why? It's not necessary. Like, it's not necessary. It really isn't.
What happened? Yeah, but you'll see. You'll hear about it.
So you fired on 2 niggas? Okay, because the video coming out. The video coming out right now. I just saw somebody send it to me, and I'm like, that looked like 30 seconds of it or some shit, you know?
And I wonder also, he's admitting now they just rocked. Allegedly, he got into a skirmish with security guards. They got into a back and forth. He just punched him in the face. I'm wondering, could the security guards sue? Is there going to be a lawsuit coming in? Because he just fired off on 2 guys randomly with no provocation. They didn't touch him first. They didn't assault him first. Nothing. He just sensed danger and punched 2 of them straight away. So he might actually get in a lot of trouble for this. Like, this is a really dumb move from AD. Hope not, but let's see.
It wasn't a long one.
No. The shit. Look, the whole time, because the whole time too, you don't even see in the footage. The security guy, Ace Boy Trey, they holding him down. That's why you don't even see Ace Boy Trey over there.
Yeah. So when that full video comes out, we need to see what's going on, because I don't know what the fuck happened. Y'all niggas hit me this morning. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing, man?
I mean, look, OT was right there, Illa was right there, Ace Boy Trey. They all know what happened.
I saw OT about to put a nigga night. OT was going to put a nigga night.
No, for sure.
No.
And OT came out of it looking the best, to be honest. OT came out of it looking the best because, you know, you can clearly tell he has some self-defense martial arts experience, because the first thing you wanted to do is to subdue the guy and get him off his frame by putting him in that guillotine. But he's the one that came out the best in this, because everybody knows if OT wasn't there, AD would have got slept for sure.
I'm saying, that nigga in the guillotine. In the guillotine, huh? But yeah, man, nah, you definitely gonna have to speak on it tomorrow on Community, man.
Nigga, that nigga Academics just called me. I just told that nigga too.
Yeah, people gonna want to know about this one. That video looks skeptical, but the full video got to come out for the people, man.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, mind you, I'm fighting security niggas out there. You feel me?
Right,
I saw 2 niggas and they fucking grab the nigga and do all that shit.
They had to pack you. They had to pack you.
Huh?
They had to pack you, cuz.
Oh, that's just funny.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, they try to get me.
Anyway, you get the gist. AD got into a fight. He lost. And I think this should be a lesson to all people to just leave people alone. You don't have to go around trying to prove you're gangster to everybody. It's not necessary. And there are going to be occasions, if you keep doing that sort of shit, somebody's going to test you. And they're going to remind you that there are other people in this world that are actually tougher than you. And some of the times, or most of the times, it's people that you least expect. People that you take for granted, people that you overlook, people who you just assume you could beat up, can sometimes put the beats on you and make you look incredibly dumb. So be careful, be smart, move safely, and don't be an idiot. That's what I say. That's what I say. Moving on from that one, we have to talk about MACKWOP. MACKWOP from MACKWOP TV, Apollo, all those guys, is in a bit of hot bother at the moment. He was lucky because the AD thing happened, but he did a show. He invited Flacco on it, and Flacco, to be honest to him, big up Flacco, he was able to actually cause a lot of, commotion within that Apollo community and group of people, because he basically questioned why MACKWOP doesn't pay his co-host. And it's a common thing with some content creators in the US, especially these guys that have these quote-unquote urban platforms. They refuse to pay their friends. And it's really odd because they justify it by saying, hey, I bought all the equipment. This is my studio. I rent this, But these guys are making thousands per month from their content. And most of the time, they're not making it because of their own personality and just them being on camera. They're making those thousands because of their friends, because of how crazy their friends are, the stories, the banter, the chemistry, just the entertainment of it all. That's why they're getting the views. That's why they're getting the monies that they're getting. So you would expect in that case for their friends to be fairly compensated. But that's not the case. These guys just think, oh no, I'm going to keep it for myself. So Flacco decides to jump onto Apollo and basically address this. And he does actually do really well because he basically makes everybody realize, especially Keem and Tiny, who are co-hosts of Apollo sometimes, that they should probably be getting paid. And again, I still don't understand why these guys are like this. Like, if you're doing something with your friends, one of the greatest things that you can do with your friends is pay them. I love it. There's nothing better than working with a friend and being able to put some money in their pocket. There's nothing better than being able to help out your friend with some actual money. Not fucking, oh, I'll pay you back in drinks. I'll pay you back in exposure. No, actually paying them is a fucking lovely feeling. And oftentimes, the more often you're paying your friend, guess what? It actually helps to go and solidify and maybe even strengthen your relationship. It takes it to a whole new level when you respect their fucking work, their craft, their talent, their professionalism, whatever it may be, to a point where you're compensating them for their time. That's actually a good way to go about it. But I think it's even more imperative for these guys because now, you know, they're coming up still. They're probably not reached their potential. They're nowhere near their peak. So the fact that they're making all this now and he's still not breaking them off, it's probably unlikely he's going to break them off any bread later on. That's the sad thing about it, because if you can't break somebody off $100 when you're making 5,000, how are you going to give them 1,000 when you're making 100,000? It's not going to happen. So big up Poet Flocko for bringing this to attention and obviously, you know, putting the feelers out there that these guys should be getting paid. But I thought it was unfortunate this conversation had to happen in the first place because I feel like MACKWOP should be paying his friends. But hey, what do I know?
When I'm only the same amount of money I've been generating is what I've been generating on my page. Like, as far as the views go, that's just the views go. You get what I'm saying? So if I see a significant increase on some shit and I feel like we generating some chili off of whatever we're doing, of course I'm gonna break bread with my niggas. That's just
So basically he's lying. He's basically saying, no, I'm making the same amount of money I was making on my channel before I started Apollo, which is obviously a lie because some Apollo episodes have like hundreds of thousands of views and we all know those episodes are like $500 easy. So he's obviously lying. Like, that's one thing. Let's see what Apollo says.
what it do.
Wait, I bet. So MACKWOP. So okay. So you're saying right now that Keem or Tiny don't make the revenue jump by 0.1% at all because you was making the same with them.
Let me get a piece of that.
Right?
Nah, he can't unless if it's a small one.
It's giving Adam.
Nah, he can't.
Hey, King.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Peace, Tiny. Go ahead, man.
No, I mean, I'm not saying. I'm not saying his page can't generate as much as the Apollo make when we go live because he could just drop more content or something.
Sure.
So whatever the Apollo make, if we not doing Apollo on his page, he can still make that. He'd just have to drop more videos.
That's not true though.
That's not true. That's
it
not true.
depends on, like, it's all about working smarter, not harder. Like, I used to.
That also isn't true. Apollo does significantly higher views than most of the stuff that MACKWOP does on his own in terms of his vlogs and shit. Let's not lie.
The details. Keem Norris to be sending them screenshots like, yo, I'm killing it right now. Like, keep it real, kid. You know what the weather was looking like. I was doing that just to encourage him to start. Yo, you should start doing content. It's chilly and this shit. And this during the pandemic.
So, so Tiny, Keem, and TF doesn't raise the here. Okay, so Tiny, Keem, and TF does not raise the channel revenue pie by 1%.
These type of conversations I like to have all night, all day. These is tight. This is tight right here. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm seeing some. I see. You hear this thing? Yeah, I'm seeing some chili off of it. I make money off of it, but I don't see no difference from when I was having them on and off because I was still making the same form of money.
Wait. Boom. So if having Keem and Tiny here doesn't make sense financially, then now you're just doing like a charity, like.
Exactly. Great question, Poet Flocko. Great flipping question. Let's see what MACKWOP's answer is to that.
Hey, this nigga's so dumb. You really think he cooking right now? No, you gotta ask these niggas.
Cooking, though.
He's not to me though, because the reason that these niggas is on because they wanted to start their shit, and so they needed something to start on, and that's why they came here.
That's not true. That's not true. If you're gonna start a group podcast with your friends, it makes sense to build it off of the back of a channel that's already maybe somewhat established. So you don't have to start from absolute zero. So it was smart for him to kind of get his friends to jump on his platform, his channel, because he already had his channel for a long time, and then he could kind of build it up from there. I just think it's an easy decision to just be like, hey, let me pay my friends. It's not that flipping deep. It really isn't that hard to just be like, hey, when you guys come on the show, you get $200, $100, whatever it may be, just some money. Not even like, oh, I'm going to pay your Ubers. Because I think even that he should be doing as like a standard. Giving them a fucking, you know, paying for their Ubers. I think he pays for the drinks and the smoke, whatever, cool. But in terms of just giving them a fee for turning up and being on the show, if you're already making like thousands per month, like that's not hard. Like, it's your friends, man. Just pay them the money.
I believe that the value of being on your platform is so great that they don't deserve a penny.
You fucking right.
Well, hey.
That's crazy to say. That's crazy to say. That's some Joe Budden shit. That is crazy to say that your friends don't deserve a fucking penny, even though they've put in just as much work as you have to boost the views and to help Apollo become like one of those platforms, especially in the West Coast. It's kind of wild to think that. And it's also wild that his friends don't even ask for the money in the first place. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a major amount of money, but just something to put in your pocket so you know you're not turning up there for nothing. Should be there.
What? Hey, there go your answers. And when the shit hit 1 million, good luck.
Yeah, nigga, holla at me at that meal ticket, baby. You cooking him, so he going character right there.
I don't feel I'm being cooked though, because I didn't hear nothing that he said was
being cooked, but right there when he asked you, it's just like that's
crazy.
That's your.
I was being running it up on my page since I've been running it up on this motherfucker. You feel me?
My man said, y'all be grateful that y'all have the fans y'all have now for being on this platform. So y'all don't deserve $1 from this.
I'm checking out his page now on my phone, and he's got a recent vlog on MACKWOP TV. There's a vlog here, 4 days in Phuket, Thailand. This is how you move, and it's 29 minutes long, and it's got 9.6 thousand views. Uploaded 2 weeks ago. He's got obviously live streams that he does with all his friends on Apollo, 25k views 5 hours ago, 59k views with the one with Flacco, nearly 60, 31,000 views. Like, all of them get way more views. Apollo gets way more views than all his other live streams by himself. He doesn't get anywhere near the same amount of views. Soundcheck by himself, I think he gets 6,000. Like, what's one called? Letting the Record Reflect is the only one that he got 24. Most of them all get 30 plus with Apollo. So clearly they're adding some value to the channel. He just refuses to pay them, as you can see by his face. Look at that. That's the face of a guy that doesn't want to pay you. What a crazy guy.
Yeah, nigga. Drink that drink. Smoke that smoke. Fuck wrong with this nigga?
Y'all fuck with MACKWOP, man.
That's kind of fucked up though to say to your friends. Drink that drink, smoke that smoke, and shut the fuck up. Like, wow.
Nigga, we in this bitch. We in there. Flacco's so funny. He really think he can. Hey, yo.
Nah, bro, I love that shit right there, my nigga. Drink that drink, smoke that smoke, nigga. Yo, I'll be real, bro. Keith ate like 20 sisters today.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, man. That's your payment, nigga.
I'm gonna say this right here though, like.
Hey, yo, Flacco really funny to me right now. I swear to God.
Them type of conversations.
That's ain't free, MACKWOP.
Them type of conversations. Like when I was like last week, right?
Oh, fuck.
He thought I wasn't gonna come last week and shit, right? So yeah, he brought his homie Juan over, and on the other homie Kev over. Like for just trying to, like, you know, real people, couple people in, you know what I'm saying, in case I don't come. So, I'm already aware. I already know what's up. I know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But it's smooth as players. It's like it's players.
Wait.
MACKWOP.
Wait. Let me understand what Keith is saying right now. What? You said I thought you wasn't coming.
You trying to test niggas out?
Remember you said last week you thought I wasn't gonna come. You said you was ready.
What you mean I said I was ready?
That you had a narrative. You was ready for that if I didn't come.
Yeah, I was gonna have the empty seats. I told you what the narrative was.
So you get the gist there. I don't like that personally. I feel like every person that gets put on platforms, especially if they're contributing as a co-host or something, should get compensated. It's not that difficult. Even if it means just paying for people's fucking Ubers, I don't think that should be way out of the fucking terms of, you know, imagination and shit. Just do it. Be good to your friends. Treat them well. But unfortunately, these podcast guys, especially States guys, I don't know, man, they just make things way harder than what they should be. It should be easy enough to put some money in your friends' pockets and just keep it going from there. It doesn't have to even be that much, just something to kind of make them feel like, you know, they're fucking being recognized for their work, that there's a reason for them to get out of bed and put their clothes on, put some makeup on, have a shower, whatever it may be, to get out there instead of just kind of hanging out for free. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. Okay, so moving on from that one, let's quickly cover the Diddy stuff before we move on to the Bappaverse shit and we get onto the main topic of the day, which is obviously Brendan flipping his TRX truck. So before we get into that stuff, let's talk about Sean Diddy Combs. God almighty. So this news blew up all across social media. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. It says Diddy sued for sexual assault by a former male employee. Yeah, I know the first one was Cassie and a few other women came after it, but now there's a male employee, a male former employee of Diddy is now suing him for sexual assault. It's getting beyond dicey. It's getting beyond dicey. It's getting really, really risky for Diddy out here. So let's read what's actually going on here, courtesy of NBC News. Sean Diddy Combs was sued on Monday in federal court by a producer of his most recent album. So this isn't even somebody from the Bad Boy era. This is somebody from nowadays, from the album that just came out, Love, which I thought was really good. And I still, you know, maintain maybe it was one of the best albums of last year. Unfortunately, it's now been tainted, but it doesn't really change the fact that Diddy put out one of the greatest albums that we've heard to musically last year, and then now look, he's embroiled in this fucking controversy. But the Love album was really good. It continues. Who accuses a music mogul of sexually harassing, drugging, and threatening him over more than a year. The producer, Rodney Little Rod Jones, says in a lawsuit that he lived and traveled with Mr. Combs from September 2022 to November 2023, during which time he recorded hours of audio of Combs, his staff, and others engaging in serious illegal activity. It could be over for Diddy. Diddy might be going down like Epstein, and KREISCHER might be going down like fucking, what's her name? Like whatever her name is, Maxwell. You know what I mean? Like, it's getting fucking really dicey for those two people. Among the allegations is that Combs forced Jones to procure sex workers and pressured him to engage in unwelcome sex acts with them, and others that Combs had laced alcoholic beverages with people who attended the parties at his homes. Now, I read some of the court filings, the lawsuit thing, right? And there was a bit in the court filings that said that allegedly Diddy would spike the drinks. Now, I'm not too sure if this is, when they say spiked, I'm not too sure if they mean, or when they say it's spiked or laced, I don't know if they mean you knowingly put something in someone's drink and they know you put it in there. I don't know if that is the same term. I think laced should be the term, right? If you put something in someone's drink and they know it's in there, I think you lace their drink. I think spiked is when you do it and they don't know. And it's done with malicious intent. I think so. But either way, it's fucking dicey. It continues. The lawsuit includes what he says are screenshots from gatherings hosted by Combs at his home that included underage girls, sex workers, some of whom he said were provided drinks that had been laced with drugs at Combs' direction. The suit, filed in the U.S. District Attorney Court in Southern District of New York, also claims that, oh my God, that Combs' adult son, Justin, his chief of staff, Christina Koroma, Universal Music Group CEO, Sir Lucian Grange, and former Motown CEO, Ethiopia Haba Tamarami, are defendants. Jones says in the lawsuit that Grange, Habitamarium, Motown Records, Love Records, and Universal Music Group effectively worked together with Combs in a RICO enterprise that failed to adequately monitor, warn, or supervise the actions of Combs, his son, and his chief of staff. A RICO enterprise is any individual or groups that act together to violate racketeering, influence, corrupt organizational act. Oh my God. He's actually in big trouble. But you know what's funny about this? This is the same thing that happened with Harvey Weinstein. When the Weinstein shit happened, I remember saying that it's almost impossible that Weinstein was able to do that shit that he did for as long as he did without people enabling him, covering for him, and almost helping him do what he did. It's just impossible because it was already an open secret. So the fact that he was able to get away with it for so long means that there were some people that actively trying their best to keep it under wraps. That's what happens with Diddy. We're seeing now that it wasn't just acting alone. So it's not like people could, you know, feign ignorance and say like, oh, I had no idea that Cassie was going through what she was going through. I didn't know, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you had to have known, because how else was he able to get away with it without help? It's impossible. So it continues. Jones is seeking $30 million. He'll probably end up getting way more than this, to be fair. Representatives of Coram, Grange, and Motown Records and Love Records did not immediately respond to comment. Representative for Justin Combs said in a statement, he categorically denies these absurd allegations. Sorry. They are lies. It's a clear example of a desperate person trying to take measures in hopes of a payday. There will be legal consequences for all defamatory statements made against the Combs family. Interesting. So Justin Combs is coming out fighting. An attorney for Combs said Jones' reckless name-dropping about the events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent act to garner headlines. We are overwhelming, indisputable proof that the claims are complete lies. Our attempts to share this proof with Mr. Jones' attorney have been ignored. As Mr. Blackburn refuses to return our calls, we will address the outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate actions against those who make them. The suit follows the latest allegations of damning allegations against Combs. According to Jones' lawsuit, in or around August 2022, Combs called Jones and requested that he produce several songs for his R&B album, The Love Album, Off the Grid, which was released in September 2023. And was nominated for a Grammy, right? So this is a really amazing album. I still maintain maybe one of the best albums of last year. Mr. Jones agreed, and his life has been detrimentally impacted ever since, says his lawsuit. Jones alleges that Combs sexually harassed and assaulted him while he lived with Mr. Combs in his home in Florida, Los Angeles, and New York. Yo, Diddy was all city with this shit. Diddy was all city, state to state, assaulting people, diddling people, harassing people, R-wording people, allegedly. Yo, this guy was crossing state lines to do this shit. God damn. As well as on a yacht Combs rented in the US Virgin Islands. The harassment and lawsuit included constant, unsolicited, unauthorized groping and touching of his anus. So all those things people said about Diddy are true then. About him being an actual real rap party boy. And when we mean party boy, we mean like party boy. Because there was this common held belief out there in the internet that Diddy had had so much sex with so many women over the years because he came to the industry so young that he just got bored of the regular shit. So he wanted to ramp it up. And ramping it up includes, you know, having freak-offs, touching up producers, you know, whatever, all this other stuff going on. Allegedly, that's what people were saying. They said that he had so much fun time with regular baddies, with regular bad bitches, with regular IG models, that it wasn't enough anymore. He needed more. And this is his more. Goddamn. Jones says he was forced to work in Combs' bathroom. He made him produce beats in the bathroom as Combs was showering naked in a glass enclosure. Yo, Diddy is horny. And this is like horny without too much Molly. I know he probably is on Molly all the time because it sounds like he loves to put Molly in his drink and get a little bit loose. But god damn, Diddy is horny. When he raised concerns about the behavior of Tukoram, Combs' chief of staff, the lawsuit says she dismissed them as friendly horseplay, stating that those acts were Combs' way of showing that he likes you. Horseplay? That's more like butt play, madam. The lawsuit accuses Coram of aiding and abetting Combs' sexual assault of Jones and working with Combs to groom him into accepting a homosexual relationship. It's one thing if you are homosexual, do what you want, have some fun. But imagine Diddy converting you. Imagine Diddy turning you out. That is dicey because he has a lot of power. He has a lot of influence. So that could be looked at as like maybe grooming, isn't it? A little bit. Because the power imbalance is really off. Jones also alleges that he was forced to solicit sex workers to perform sex acts for them to please Combs. I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised by this. I'm really surprised. I know I'm ignorant. I know I'm naive. I know I'm fucking gullible. But I am legitimately surprised that Diddy is this freaky. Like this level of freaky. Like to the point of criminality. That's what I'm surprised at. Maybe I wasn't shocked that I had to hear he took part in crazy orgies and shit. And he's waiting to have freak. That's one thing. But to like illegal stuff, like, you know, this is crazy territory. To aid in the alleged recruitment, Jones says Combs provided him with an exclusive bad boy baseball cap. So what? In order to do what he wanted, he gave him a hat. Yo, Diddy is one cheap motherfucker, isn't it? A hat. And required him to wear it to Miami establishment as a signal to any sex worker that approached him. So the hat was like a sign for ladies of the night to be like, yeah, fun times over here. 8 balls over here. Molly over here. Chandeliers over here. Balconies over here. Mirrored ceilings over here. That Combs was in town and had sent Jones to recruit them. Jones alleges Combs, whom he describes in his suit as a forceful and demanding and someone who does not take no for an answer, leverages power as one of the most influential people in hip-hop and business to intimidate him, including by threatening to inflict bodily harm if Jones did not comply with his demands. On one occasion, Jones alleges Combs forced him to watch as he displays guns, bragged about getting away with shooting people. Wow. So Diddy is actually, that's the thing with Diddy. He's into all this shit, but it's clear to see that he's obviously about this life. He allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's fucking Kid Cudi's car. There's a story of him maybe hanging Wale off the balcony by his legs. There's a story of him allegedly chasing Suge Knight down the street with guns. Like Diddy is he's in that young fuck territory. He might be a bit quote unquote fruity, but he will buck that thing out. He will buck out that thing. In a separate incident, Jones alleges Combs shared that was responsible to shooting in a nightclub in New York City 990, rapper Shine. A jury acquitted Combs of gun possession and bribery charges. Jones was terrified of Combs and felt he could not tell him no according to the suit. Mr. Combs consistently made it clear that he has immense power in the music industry and with the law enforcement, the lawsuit says. Jones says in the lawsuit that he has video and audio evidence to support some of his allegations. So this guy was recording on the sly. The lawsuit says that Combs required Jones to record him constantly, and that on several occasions, Combs took Jones' cell phone to record himself. God almighty. Imagine going through your gallery and you just see fucking Diddy's face. Like, take that, take that. Do you know what I mean? Slapping his dick on the fucking camera lens or something. Like, God damn it, man. But you can't delete it because if you delete it, he'll see you deleted it. Like, As a result, Jones alleges he has hundreds of hours of video. How big is his phone memory, man? Has he got like a 1 terabyte iPhone? Hundreds of hours of video and audio recordings of Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Jones, in a suit, says that he believes Combs also drugged him on February the 2nd, 2023. Oh my God. He alleges he woke up naked, dizzy, and confused in bed with Combs and 2 sex workers. Yo. In response to the request to comment, Jones's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, used the Latin phrase res ipsa loquitur, which loosely translates to "the thing speaks for itself," referring to a lawsuit. This lawsuit is this attorney responding in Latin is fucking hilarious. Jones says in the suit that he was under an implied work for hire agreement and was not compensated for the songs he produced. This is the thing I don't like about these guys, right? If you're gonna sexually assault me, if you're gonna harass me, if you're gonna R-word me, if you're gonna drug me, the least you can do is pay me. You give me a hat and then you don't pay me for my work? Like, come on, man. Come on. Why are these guys like this? Like, so like it's bad enough you're doing all those things to me above, but then you also don't pay me like for my actual job. Like, come on. As a result, the lawsuit says Combs, Love Records, Motown, and Universal Music Group were all unjustly enriched by his expense. The labels did not immediately respond for requests of comment. Combs has been sued by 4 women who have accused him of sexual assault. Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, said Combs physically abused her and forced her to have sex with male prostitutes while he masturbated and recorded the encounters. The lawsuit also settled the day after it was filed. The settlement was in no way admission of wrongdoing, Combs' lawyer says. Following the lawsuit, 2 other women, Lisa Gardner and Joey Dickerson-Neal, have alleged a lawsuit that Combs sexually assaulted them. So Diddy might go down, not in terms of going to prison. He might just get financially ruined, innit? He had to settle out of court with Cassie. He's got these two lawsuits now with this Lisa Gardner and this Joy Dickerson-Neal person. Then he's got this other one with this guy. He might just get completely like bankrupt, right? He might get completely rinsed in court based on these lawsuits. So he might not even go to prison. He might just get completely, you know, and that might be even worse than prison for him, because someone like Diddy probably puts a lot of his self-worth, a lot of his value is based on him being this rich guy, this billionaire, this playboy. And if that ends, whew, don't be surprised if, like, you know, the guy decides to end other things. Those 3 cases against Combs are still pending. In a statement in December, he denied the allegations, saying enough is enough. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of these awful things I'm being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. The mounting allegations stand to harm Combs' legacy and business empire. After Ventura filed her suit, 3 of Combs' former artists expressed support for her. The same month, Combs stepped down as chairman of Revolt TV. In December, Hulu scrapped a reality TV show that was to have followed his family. And in January, Combs withdrew his lawsuit against Diageo as part of a settlement, the London-based spirits giant, which he had accused of racism. So it's all going flipping crazy about him. It's all going fucking wild. But there's one particular revelation that I want to highlight here before I move on that is still really, I can't work out if this is true, if this is not true. I can't work it out, but I'm going to show you it one more time here, because I feel like this is absolutely crazy, right? Let me show you here. Let me flipping show you if I can find it. Where is it? Because I thought this allegation was absolutely crazy, right? Let me see if I can get it up on here. Bear with me 1 second. If you're enjoying the stream, like what you see, please make sure you're liking the stream down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Join the conversation via the live chat. Everything else in between is Gucci and Irie. You know the deal. You know the blood clot deal. So there's another part of the story that's really fascinating that pertains to Meek Mill, right? And allegedly the story goes that Meek Mill had some sort of romantic relationship with flipping Diddy. Can you believe that? Can you believe that part of the story? That allegedly Diddy and Meek Mill were involved in some sort of like love triangle thing, some sort of like affair or something. Can you actually believe that to be true? Like, I still don't know if this is true, because again, the lawsuit is just like, you know, the lawsuit, it kind of is what it is. But God almighty, that legitimately did surprise me. Let me see if I can get it up on you. I need to flip and find it now. Bear me 1 second if I can flip and find it. Look at this. Go to Milagro Graham's. See if I can find her Twitter account. I think is it this one that's been suspended. Maybe it's Mob's World. Maybe it's this one. I think it might be Mob's World. Bear me a second. I'll try to get this loaded up because I want to see if I can show you what I mean, because I feel like this was absolutely wild if this is true. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Zinger, where's the best ecstasy? I don't know, bro. I don't take ecstasy. I don't take any type of drugs. I'm completely stone cold sober. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I have no idea what you're talking about. So let me see if I can find it here. Bear with me a second, right? But there's a flipping post here about Meek Mill allegedly being involved in something with Diddy as well, which is absolutely wild when you think about it. I think he was named in the fucking lawsuit somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. This whole Diddy situation. There's something about Mariah Carey here. Justin Combs. It's not that one. It's not this one with those guys. It's not this. Boppity 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 ba. Okay, anyway, you get the gist. Allegedly, there was some sort of incident that happened, and it's alleging that Meek Mill and Usher were also involved in it. It's absolutely crazy to say that. I think it had something about Philly rapper that dated a female rapper from like the Bronx or something. It was fucking crazy when I saw it. I really believe what I was seeing online there. It was like, oh yeah, someone said it here on the screen chat. Big up MK. It put under a Philly rapper who was dating Nicki Minaj. Yeah, exactly. I can't exactly find it here, but I think she posted it somewhere. I can't exactly find it, but it's pretty wild. And before that, let's play this video actually, because I think you guys actually might get a kick out of this one, and then we'll move into the Brendan stuff. I thought this clip here that features Columbus Short, this might be one of the most interesting, insights into how Diddy moves, and maybe a clear example that he's a real party boy. He's into some party shit, and party shit means whatever makes his dick go boing boing, he's gonna do it. So I think this little account from Columbus Short regarding how it was to meet Diddy might actually shed some light on why we're in this current predicament we're in at the moment, and why it's really dicey for the guy at the moment, because this is probably one of the funniest accounts of Diddy I've heard in a long bloody time. So let me get up for you here. It's gonna load, and let me get up here. Let me show you what I mean here, because this is absolutely hilarious. So this is Columbus Short talking about his meeting with Diddy and how it was really weird. Let me show you what I mean here, because I think this was fucking hilarious. Well, for all the wrong reasons, of course. Not hilarious to people involved, but I thought this was really funny. So this is Columbus Short talking about the time that he met Diddy, and Diddy basically tried to get him to go to his hotel. Absolutely wild. Again, not too sure if this is true. It could be all false, but listen to this guy's account. I think it's pretty interesting.
So this went on for about a year. Any parties he had,
Right.
I was,
You would go.
I didn't know that there was other parties.
Yeah. You wasn't at them parties.
I wasn't at those
Okay,
parties. I was
okay.
at the big party. And then Diddy called me one day after I did Cadillac Records. He came to the premiere of Cadillac Records in New York, and he was like, "Man, you killed that." He said, "I'm up for this movie or this show." It was a movie, Raisin in the Sun.
Yeah.
He's like, "I need an acting coach, man." So I put him with my acting coach that I had since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And my acting coach, big shout out, Josh Patan, wonderful, phenomenal acting coach. And he started working with him. Then Diddy was on a series for a little bit, and then he was working. So he was always looking out. So I think it was just now, looking back, it's like the groomage, right?
Yeah.
So I was the BET Awards were happening in town. I didn't go because I wasn't nominated. So I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not nominated. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting my black behind at the crib. So about 2:30 in the morning, 2:15, 2:30 in the morning, phone rings. This is an unknown number. I don't answer unknown numbers. But my wife looking at me like,
Yeah.
Who is that?
Pick that up.
I want to know about this.
So I put it on speaker.
Yeah.
I picked it up. I say, "Who is this?" It's Sean. I'm like, "Sean, it's Puff." I'm like, "Oh, what's good?"
Talking low like that?
Talking low. So I was So I was like, "Hey, what's good?" I said, "What's cracking?" He said, we didn't see you. We didn't see you tonight at the BET Awards. We didn't see you tonight." He said,
"You checking in?"
He said, "What you doing?" I was like, "Oh man, I'm at the crib." He said, "Oh yeah, we over here at the." He said, "I'm over here at the Beverly Hills Hotel." I said, "Oh, for real?" So who over there? Just me.
What? Come on, man. That man ain't saying. You serious?
Imagine Diddy calling you at 2:30 at night. Like, it's one thing Diddy calling you at 2:30 at night, asking you, "Hey," as flipping MK asks, "Where's the ecstasy? Where's the fucking 8 balls? Where's the speed? Where's this? Where's that? Like, I've got some itches around here. Come over. Let's do some shit." All right, cool. That sounds like a fun time, right? That's like smoking a joint with fucking Snoop Dogg. Who would ever turn that down? But Diddy calling you randomly at 2:30 at night to go to hang out in his hotel room alone. Woo!
He said, "Just me." So my wife, I'm over here on the suspect list.
What? See? This is an interesting account because we have a corroborating witness. He could probably get his wife to come on air and corroborate this story and be like, "Yeah, I remember the phone call." Because he's insinuating that his wife thought that maybe he was gay this whole time, her husband, or that his wife had a suspicion that Diddy was gay himself, or at least bi. Absolutely incredible, right? That this is one of the the most believable stories of the stories I've heard about Diddy, because there's stories out there about Diddy allegedly, hooking up with fucking Usher back in the day, which I don't really believe. But I think this account feels a bit more real, right? You could see the grooming that was happening there, right? Oh, I need an acting coach. He hires his acting coach. They kind of swap fucking war stories about the industry. They text about auditions and shit. "Oh, you come to the party?" "No, I'm not." "Are you going there?" No. And then you ramp it up to the point where you're comfortable to call the guy at 2:30 in the morning. I could see that happening.
The hell?
So I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm in bed, bro. I'm good." He's like, "I," and just hung up.
But did he ever give you sign?
No.
Did you ever give him any sign, any reason?
No, nothing whatsoever. So I'm like, man, but now I got smoke in my house. So my wife looking at me like, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "I don't know. This man just called me. Like, and I don't know what's going on." So anyway.
Imagine that's the thing people don't understand. You don't swing that way. You're not into that sort of stuff. But imagine if that happened to you. Imagine you are so confident in your shit. You know you're not cheating. You know you're not playing out. You know you're not fucking fooling around out of your house. So you answer the phone on loudspeaker, but then some guy goes on the phone and he sounds like he wants to smash. Or there's a girl in the phone who wants it's not your fault. You haven't led them on. You haven't gave any suspicion or anything, but they sound thirsty. They're calling you at like no good o'clock because nothing godly, nothing godly, nothing heavenly ever happens after those type of hours, right? Nothing good at all. So when you're answering that phone call, it's gonna get dicey really quickly.
So, people, when I posted that on IG, people was like, the comments was like, "But did you go?"
You did.
They was like,
right. You did leave it like in limbo.
And I'm like, "Oh, I got to respond to this." But I was like, the only way people really listen is if you said, they listen to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle say some shit they know is fact. I was like, "Hell no, I didn't go. It's crazy. It's ridiculous what I look like going to a grown man's hotel room in the middle of the night. It's ridiculous. Anything's possible with this man." Like Kevin Garnett winning the NBA championships. Anything's possible.
That's a really good Dave Chappelle.
I wasn't playing those games with P. Diddy that night. It could have changed everything.
Yeah, man.
So you were not surprised when all of this came out in the open at all?
No, I wasn't, because I have, as I gotten further deeper into the game, people talk. So I would hear stories, but I never saw nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I can't be like.
Yeah, because you didn't go to those other parties.
Yeah, I didn't know there's after party.
You didn't go to that hotel that night.
I didn't go to that goddamn hotel.
That's the part.
I put that for low.
So, like, have you seen him since that happened?
No,
So he didn't go to the party, but it's still just a funny story. And regardless, I just think it's interesting how people make such a big deal out of this stuff. I think it happens more often than you believe, just because of the nature of the music, of the entertainment industry in general. People work long hours. It's hard work. It's grueling. You don't get a lot of reward out of it, especially if you're not really a big star. It's mostly you putting out shit and nobody listening to it. It doesn't really go anywhere. But then when you do start to make some movements, it can be understandable why some people decide to go into that very dicey water and get into some of those dark arts, because it's actually a good way to get yourself established. It's crazy to say it, but actually getting involved in those kind of crazy scenes can maybe solidify your career until the end of time. But you obviously have to sell a bit of your soul. You also have to put up with some crazy shit. You might see some criminal shit. You might see some dark shit, and you might see some shit that will change you forever. But if you want a career forever, you know what I mean? That's a devil's bargain, bro. That's a devil's bargain. So, man, oh man, Diddy might be done. And again, not criminally, maybe just lawsuit-wise, settlements and shit. You know, 3 outstanding cases already. Maybe more to come, because every time a case gets put in public, more people get more brave, more people remember shit, and then cool, they're gone. You know what I mean? It's flipping crazy. It's flipping crazy. Moving on from that one, let's talk a little bit about Brendan Schwab. Brendan Schwab losing his lawsuit to NEEK. Let's go from that and then we'll go to the car crash. So recently, it's been announced that Brendan Schwab unfortunately lost his case against NEEK, the case around defamation, the case which was dumb in the first place. I don't know why he did it. I don't know why he decided to take NEEK to court. He should have just took the L on the chin when it came to him being exposed for allegedly cheating on his wife, but he couldn't handle it, so he decided to take NEEK to court. He silenced him for a short period of time. They took down his main channel. NEEK then decided to fucking open up another channel and just kept doing the same thing. So they didn't even shut him up. Even if anything, they made the situation worse because they basically made NEEK a bigger person. It brought more attention to Brendan and the Bapaverse. It made all these big YouTubers like Moist Critical and shit do videos on fucking Brendan, and it just turned into a fucking shit show. So all in all, terrible situation. So I'm going to play Podcast Cringe's video. Big up Podcast Cringe, one of my favorite channels out there doing some of the comedy community commentary. And he did a really good analysis on what happened. And he might have played an interesting role in making sure that NEEK won this case, because there was a point where NEEK might have lost because of his laziness and because he wasn't taking the fucking thing seriously. But according to the word on the street, Podcast Cringe was a former lawyer himself, and he may or may not have been responsible for giving NEEK some pointers in terms of making sure he achieved the victory that he achieved. So let's play Podcast Cringe's video, and I'll give you a bit of my analysis in between. Let's flipping go.
I mean, can you sue people? Have you tried doing any of that?
No, I mean we have a lawsuit with a guy who made like 3,000 videos. Again, if you're gonna critique stand up or my fight picks or my football picks, all good. That's what the internet's for. Now, if you're gonna go out there and defamation, like whatever, Brendan hits his kids or beats his wife, well, then you got my attention.
I love the term. If you're gonna go out there and defamation, you can't even speak. You're going to go out there in defamation. What does that mean? If you're going to go out there in defamation, if you're going to go out there and say defamatory things, if you're going to go out there and defame me, if you're going to go out there in defamation.
Come after you.
How does this guy have 2 degrees? How?
Oh, yeah, that game I don't play. And the guy's suffering from that. But the defamation, now you got my attention. You start doing this evil stuff, I'm going to come for you, man. That's what's happening.
Yeah, when they mess with your livelihood, that's just going.
You start messing with my business, my family. Yeah. Trust me, I'm gonna come for you.
Well, here we go.
That aged like milk, didn't it, Brendan? Ladies and gentlemen, Bappa the Business Shark has officially lost his 2-year lawsuit against YouTuber Kyle Swindells, ending in a summary judgment against Brendan Schaub. I'm going to take you guys through all the juicy details from the court filings, explain why he lost, what the judge said. I'll break down the timeline as well, show you how Brendan almost won at one point, but then failed miserably. Story of his life, huh? I'm also going to show you a few clips of Brendan discussing the lawsuit over the last 2 years, including his appearance on Tiger Belly with the whole Bobby Lee and Kalila drama. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you're a regular of this channel, thanks for joining me. You guys are the best. But if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming a regular as well. I'll be uploading a few videos this week because there's a lot going on at the moment, so you don't want to miss out on any of my uploads. Now, for those of you who have no idea what this lawsuit is about and how it started, here is a very brief overview. In February of 2022, Brendan Business Shark Schaub filed a lawsuit through his company Thick Boy Productions against YouTuber Kyle Swindells, also known as Uniqueness. Brendan claimed that Kyle unfairly used clips from the Fighter and the Kid podcast in his commentary videos without Brendan's consent, therefore constituting a copyright violation. However, as we all predicted, Brendan would ultimately fail in his pursuit to bully and intimidate Kyle, resulting in a summary judgment against him, ending his 2-year lawsuit. United
2-year lawsuit. I forgot it was that long. 2 years. God damn it, man. Can you imagine how much money this guy has spent on lawyers? But it also goes to, it's one of two things when it comes to Brendan. Either he makes way more money than we know he does. No, either he makes way more money than we think he does. Either he has more money than we think he does. Or maybe he has some lawyers in his family that are probably working pro bono or something. Because I can't imagine betting on yourself, not having the Showtime check, and being able to spend that amount of money on lawyers. Because some people are hypothesizing, yeah, exactly, Podcastables put it. Some people are hypothesizing that it could be close to $500,000 he spent on lawyers. That is wild, bro. Wild, especially for like I won't say mid-level, but a fairly known podcaster. He's not that well known, right? He's not doing comedy anymore. Like, most of his money is coming from, you'd imagine, content, podcasting, ads. To spend $500,000 over 2 years?
State's District Judge Mary McElroy concluded, weighing the factors together with the instant circumstances, the court concludes that Mr. Swindells' use of the copyrighted material is fair. 3 of the 4 statutory factors weigh in Mr. Swindells' favour, and Mr. Swindells' use of the copyrighted material serves as a public benefit. Because Mr. Swindells' use of the copyrighted material is fair, the plaintiff's motion for summary judgment is denied, and the defendant's motion for summary judgment is granted.
You son of a bitch.
And so, how did all of this start? Kyle had a YouTube channel making videos criticizing and commenting on Brendan's life and, in particular, his appearances across his podcast network. But Brendan didn't like this. He felt that Kyle's videos were too personal and crossed the line. For example, apparently Kyle, like many others, had drawn attention to Brendan exchanging numbers with other girls while being a married man. So on February 15th and February 16th, 2022, Brendan issued DMCA takedown notices regarding 4 of Kyle's videos.
Can you believe that one video is the reason why Brendan had to spend $500,000 on flipping lawyers? That one video of him like an idiot handing some girl a note while he's on fucking live stream. Like, honestly, he's got either the worst luck or he's just incredibly redacted, incredibly regarded, incredibly, like, you know, low double digit IQ that he would try to hook up with some girl live on stream or something. It's like, brother, couldn't you wait until the show was over and the cameras were turned off? Couldn't you wait until she was nearer the bar and not sitting right next to the stage? Like, come on, bruh. He's so dumb. Like, there's such an avoidable issue. So easily avoidable.
These videos had an approximate runtime.
Or what I always thought, this is one thing I get. Why was BGL there? BGL was there during that Super Bowl thing, and there was that famous image or video of BGL trying to hand Brendan a glass of whiskey through the bushes, right? There was a plant pot there, and BGL was trying to not be obvious and hand off, you know, Brendan a drink while he was on air. If that's the case, why didn't BGL go and approach the girl and give the girl Brendan's number? If he's good enough to hand you a drink through some fucking flower pots, why can't BGL go give that girl a paper with your note on there written in crayon? Do you like me, yes or no? Like, come on, man.
Of 4 to 8 minutes and contained roughly 50% commentary and 50% clips from the Fighter and the Kid podcast. Specifically, the episodes were 725, 726, 729, and 740, all from September and October of 2021 with durations well over an hour. Now, due to YouTube's 3 strikes rule regarding copyright notices, Brendan's DMCA takedown notices resulted in YouTube completely deleting Kyle's channel, which had approximately 20,000 subscribers at the time.
That had to hurt, innit? That had to hurt. I couldn't imagine my whole channel just delete. Like, god damn, that's gotta hurt. God damn it. But then he won in the end, right? So big up fucking Unique in the end. Big up Unique.
But this is where it gets interesting and a little bit technical, so I'll do my very best to explain. In the United States, you don't get an automatic right to copyright of your work. You actually have to register it. In some other countries, if you take a photo or a video of something, you automatically have copyright over it as soon as it comes into existence.
I think that's the case in the UK. I think in the UK, if you record something, it's your copyright. I think that's why in the UK, when people record videos of fights or stuff that happens in public, you know, there'll be people like hitting you up like, hey, can I use your thingy as with permission, blah, blah, blah. So you can kind of, you know, license it out. You can let people use it, whatever it may be. So that's what happens in the UK, I'm pretty sure. Anything you record on your phone, or anything that you know, record in general, content-wise, right, it's your copyright.
But in the US, for some reason, you have to register your copyright over that work. So when Kyle hit back at Brendan 3 days later with a counter notification to the DMCA takedowns, he actually caught Brendan off guard. See, the way it works is if you're a copyright holder, sure you can issue a takedown notice like Brendan did, but then if the other party hits back with a counter notification, which basically says I don't agree with this takedown, the copyright holder, which was Thick Boy Productions in this case, then has 10 days to prove to YouTube that they're actually taking legal action. And this is the interesting part, because so many people claim that YouTube's copyright system favors copyright holders, which is true to an extent, but once you get to the takedown stage, if you fight back with a counter notification, you basically force the copyright holder to launch a lawsuit against you.
That's what happened to me, actually. When I did the CRUSTY watch along fucking thing, my channel nearly got nuked because I already had 2 copyright strikes for some other shit, I think some music or something, and then I got hit with the 3rd one, so it was looking very dicey for me, but I was able to, you know, fight back at it because I think I did a count notification on one of the other ones, and I reached out directly to the people that were doing CRUSTY special, and they were able to take down that previous one. But I had a really dicey situation with my little shit as well, so you have to be careful with this YouTube too. You got to be careful out here.
And if they don't do it within 10 days, YouTube will release the copyright claim, remove the strikes, and reinstate the channel to its original form. So this is where the whole copyright registration comes into it. Brendan couldn't file a lawsuit because he hadn't registered those episodes of The Fighter and the Kid for copyright. He didn't expect Kyle to hit back with the counter notification. He thought he could intimidate Kyle and that would be the end of it. That's why he had to scramble and register those 4 episodes of The Fighter and the Kid with the United States Copyright Office on February 22nd, and then file the lawsuit against Kyle for copyright infringement on February 28th, exactly 10 days.
Yo, big up Podcastables. So if I go to watch Kendrick Lamar and record him, I own the right to the song. Lol. No, but it's complex though. It's hard because didn't you realize, or did you not see that recent case with Cameron? I think Cameron got sued by the guy that took the picture of him wearing the iconic picture where he's wearing all pink. where he's got the pink hat on, the pink phone, the pink jacket. Whoever the photographer was sued Cameron because Cameron used that picture for something, maybe merch, whatever it may be, and that guy owns that photo, even though it's fucking Cameron in the picture. So I guess when it comes to a performance of Kendrick, maybe in the UK, if you recorded him on stage, you might own the rights to the video recording of his performance, but not the song. If you understand what I mean. The video element of it, you might own, but not the song itself. So it gets a bit dicey. So if he was to use that footage in a documentary without your permission, you could sue. It's really crazy to say, but it is part of the nonsense that happens. I think even fucking Bella Hadid, the supermodel, had a similar issue. She used a picture that a paparazzi person took of her walking down the street, right? Bella Hadid. And she put it on her Instagram or something. And I think that person who took the picture sued her for it, even though it's fucking her in the picture. So that means that because they owned the copyright of the picture, because they took, it's a nonsense. Whole thing's a nonsense. But in the end, Brendan still shouldn't have sued the guy in the first place. I get he hurt your feelings. I get he fucking caused issues in relationship at home. But at the crux of it, it's your issue for trying to fuck some random girl during a Super Bowl live stream thing that was being filmed on YouTube. You were the dummy there. Number one, don't cheat on your wife. Number two, if you're gonna cheat on your wife, don't cheat on that fucking platform. So you're the one that fucked up. Just take the L and keep it moving. You should have never took Unique to court. Like, I know Unique was getting on your nerves, even though when Unique was really, going hard at his main channel, he was posting every other day. That was when TFATK wasn't really around, so he was on it, always posting quickly, always having the hottest takes, always with the biggest clickbait titles. I get it. It's getting on your nerves. I understand. But take it on the chin and move on, because now what? He's 500,000 in the hole, maybe. Unique is still out here saying the same shit he was saying before. Like, nothing's really changed. If anything, it's gotten worse. He's quit comedy. He's had to sell cars, downgrade his house. Like, it's been an absolute L after L after L for this guy, man.
Is after the initial DMCA takedown. Brendan just made the deadline. But then Kyle started to mess up. He didn't take the lawsuit seriously and he refused to file a defense. You see, he was self-representing. He didn't have a lawyer. Luckily, the judge granted him some leeway and allowed him more time to file a defense. Meanwhile, Brendan's lawyers were gunning for a summary judgment in their favor because the defendant wasn't cooperating. But Kyle didn't step up. He continued to troll the court and made almost no effort to defend himself. So the judge gave him one more chance.
Yo, big up the judge, though. I don't know if this is a thing about American law, if it's a court system over there, but big up the judge for giving Unique every opportunity to defend himself, because this could have been ruled in Brendan's favor early, because it seems like he didn't take it seriously, but he gave him every opportunity. Look, one more chance, like, and then in the end, it kind of worked out for him. So big up whoever the judge was.
If you don't file your paperwork properly and lodge a defense, I'm going to go to a summary judgment in favor of Brendan SCHAUB. And then something magical happened. A lawyer appeared and started to help Kyle through a burner email account. Nobody knows who this lawyer is. He's a ghost lawyer. Even Brendan's legal team tried to have his identity revealed, but the judge said no.
Oh, who's the ghost lawyer? Was it BGL? Was it Kat? Was it MJ? Special K? Malik? Dan Soda? Tim Dillon? Who was it? Who was this lawyer? Some people are saying it's podcast cringe. Maybe it wasn't podcast cringe. Maybe it was comedy enforcement. Maybe it was Joke World. Maybe it was fucking Joke World was the lawyer. Maybe it was fucking Joke World. Who knows?
Kyle was still doing his own filing, so there was no reason to force this ghost lawyer's identity out into the open. He would go on to remain anonymous throughout the whole lawsuit. And that's when things changed for Kyle. All of a sudden, he was getting proper legal advice and he had Brendan's legal team on the back foot. See, Kyle started playing ball with the court, submitting his filings correctly, he agreed to all of the discovery, he turned up for deposition. Basically, he was cooperating with the proceedings, and Brendan's legal team quickly realised they didn't have a case.
I would love to watch or hear that fucking unique deposition. I would love to see it, read it, hear it. I'd love to see Unique in that sort of setting, trying to answer questions legitimately. Be up Wingus and McDingus.
Brendan has redefined rock bottom. And we've still not got there yet. I've never seen a man take as many L's as Bopper. What a total loser. The ghost lawyer was chin.
yeah. That's the thing. It's like, honestly, like, I've said this before and I'm always going to stand by it. I don't think it's a bad thing what Joe Rogan did for Brendan. I think if I was Joe Rogan, I would do the same thing Joe Rogan's done for his friends. I personally don't think his friends would do the same thing. I've said it categorically. I think if anybody else in the comedy community had the platform, the power, the influence, the riches that fucking Rogan has, they wouldn't be as, inviting as he is. They wouldn't be as selfless. They wouldn't have basically a charity as a comedy club, right? They wouldn't do it. So I think Rogan doing that for Brendan was great, giving him opportunity to make a career for himself outside of the UFC. Because again, the theory is that Rogan felt guilty for making Brendan quit the UFC at the time that he did, with that live fucking dressing down about, I think you'd be surprised, that sort of thing, right? So he obviously went out of his way to help him. I don't think that was a bad thing. So the interesting thing, like you said about Brendan, is that the L's is like, it was easier for him to succeed. That's the thing that doesn't make sense. It's easier for Brendan to succeed than fail. All he had to do was show up, be the lovable jock, the lovable doof, the lovable gearhead, the lovable meathead, right? And just ride that gravy train until the fucking end. That's all he had to do. Minimum. All he had to do was just turn up, make some jokes, be self-deprecating, laugh at yourself, be a part of the joke, understand the meme that you are, and just roll with it. That's all he had to do. And he would have been fine. He would have been making money hand over fist. You would have had a decent stand-up career. Like, just know where you... But for some reason, he didn't. He had delusions of grandeur. He started to fucking think he's way bigger than he is. He couldn't take advice. He couldn't take criticism. Like, it just turned into a complete shit show. And then now look, it didn't need to get to this point. It really didn't need to get to this point. But big up Wingus. Appreciate you.
Their plan to intimidate him into settling or getting a summary judgment had failed. That's why in December of 2023, Brendan's legal team were desperately trying to get the matter out of...
That's the thing, podcastables. Great point, podcastables. Just don't think you're better than everyone at everything, then lie all the time. You know what? That doesn't make sense. That's a good point you make. You know what doesn't make sense? Anybody that I've met, myself included, when somebody gives you a chance that you don't deserve, when you get stuff that doesn't really match your intellect, your talent, your ability, most people, myself included, you're kind of chuffed. You just sharp about it and just keep moving. I mean, you kind of know you don't deserve what you got, but you're like, all right, cool. You just shut up and just understand. Okay, cool. But for some reason, Brendan got the opportunity he got given, and it almost made him was a weird validation for himself. Like, maybe all this time, even though he's actually redacted, he always thought he was a genius. Maybe that's the thing. So when Rogan gave him the chances on the silver plate, he was like, yeah, it's about time. It's about time. Finally, someone recognized how great I am. And it's like, no, brother, you just got lucky and you met one of the most famous guys in the world during your fucking UFC career, and he basically helped you to fucking, transition away from that. Like, that's what it was, just pure luck. But he saw it as like, yeah, I always knew I was special. I always knew I was that guy. And it's like, no, you don't need, it's not necessary to have that attitude. Just ride the fucking gravy train, be the lovable jock, be the lovable fucking meathead, and just make money. With your little hot takes, with your nice little it's not that hard. But, we say that, but hey, here we are.
Court and back into mediation. But the defendant said, no, I don't want to go back to mediation because I refuse to agree to any of your demands. At one point, Brendan's legal team were trying to get Kyle to settle for $1.
Jesus
But Kyle
Christ.
said no. We either go to trial or I want a summary judgment. And his hardball strategy worked. The judge went in favor of Kyle in a summary judgment a few days ago. Now, for those of you wondering what a summary judgment is, it's basically just a judgment without a trial. If a party to a lawsuit files for summary judgment and the judge decides that there isn't enough of a dispute for it to go to trial, then the judge can just make a decision at that point instead of having to take it through to a full trial. And so here are some of the important parts from the judge's decision. Because Mr. Swindell's reaction videos use the copyright works to criticize or comment upon them, rather than to supersede the work's original objects, the first fair use factor weighs in Mr. Swindell's favor. Since Mr. Swindell's videos are unlikely to function as substitutes for the copyrighted videos in their original and potential derivative markets, the fourth fair use factor weighs in Mr. Swindell's favor. And then there's my favorite part. Take a look at how the judge characterized the Fighter and the Kid podcast. The works at issue in this case fall closer to the factual end of the copyright spectrum rather than the creative end. The copyrighted videos, which essentially consist of 3 men in a recording studio with a few lounge chairs and microphones recording a podcast on current events in popular culture and their personal lives, and which are basically the contemporary analog to television talk show clips, and which include reactions to the copyrighted material of others, are more factual than creative.
That is such a brutal way to describe podcasts, isn't it? So all these guys out there that are calling themselves creatives, artists, because they sit in front of a microphone like I do and just rant and rave, you've now been told categorically what you do isn't creative. It's leaning more to the side of factual as opposed to being creative. We all do the same things, reacting to clips online, reading articles online. There's absolutely nothing creative about it apart from maybe your delivery. So to go out there and try to sue somebody for copying your, that's like, what the fuck are you on? How seriously and how fucking egomaniacal are you to believe that you are doing something creative? It's like, what? Sitting on a couple lounge chairs, you know, browsing Google is fucking creative. God damn, bro.
Let's just stop for a moment and appreciate exactly what the judge is saying here, because she touches on something that I've actually mentioned in previous videos about the podcasts that I cover. She's basically saying that the Fighter and the Kid podcast is not a creative work.
Exactly.
It's not a song, it's not a music video, it's not a movie, it's not a TV show. Therefore, it's just a contemporary talk show.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's the best part. The podcasts include reactions to the copyrighted works of others. Now, I've said this a couple of times before that podcasts like JRE, YMH, Bad Friends, take your pick, right? They all dedicate a substantial amount of time reacting to other clips themselves on their own podcasts. I mean, there's even a meme for JRE, pull it up, Jamie, because Rogan is always telling his producer to pull up clips so they can react to them.
By the way, just, you know, as an aside, that might be one of the most ugliest hoodies I've ever seen. That tie-dye hoodie with the, like, come on, man. That is horrendous piece of merch. But the good thing about Rogan, he does charge a decent fee for his merch. Only $50 for the hoodie. So it's pretty decent in terms of pricing, but that design is garbage.
So now, finally, we actually have a court decision that basically says, stop being a bunch of hypocrites. There's no difference between what commentary channel...
Look how bad Brendan used to look, man. The whiskey, thank God he put down the whiskey and stopped, you know, and obviously the Ozempic is working as well, because his face was like mega bloated, innit? Like, and just more bloated from like alcohol, not even like food. He always look kind of boozy, always that kind of whiskey eyed. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I honestly think developing an alcohol addiction in your mid-30s is redacted. I don't care. Especially if you're a content creator. If you've been pushed to drink because you work a regular job, I understand it, right? Working a regular job is fucking shit. We all have to do it to keep the lights on, to pay our rent, pay our mortgage, put our kids through school, whatever it may be. It's terrible. I understand. But I understand it more if you're a regular civilian as opposed to these guys who get to call their own shots, make their own timetables, you know, whatever. Like, the fact that he got pushed to drink that much at that point is really embarrassing, but he does look a lot better now. But look at him. Look how he looked there. He's got that extra forehead meat going on there, the blotchiness of his cheeks. He kind of looks like Bert Kreischer.
Are doing and what you guys are doing on your podcasts. You're not producing creative work, you're just sitting around talking about stuff just like these commentary channels do.
Exactly.
And so here we are. After a 2-year battle that ended in disaster for Brendan Schaub, not only has he blown hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees, but he somehow managed to make himself look like even more of a redact than he already did. The funniest part in all of this is that Brendan didn't even know it was a copyright case. This whole time he thought it was a defamation case, which has separate laws and rules.
I don't think that's the case. I think he said defamation to make himself sound better and to make himself sound more like a victim. I think he knew it was a copyright case. He just made it seem like it was a defamation case to give him a justifiable reason for suing NEEK. Because I think he knew there's no justifiable reason to sue him under copyright because, you know, it's all fair use. But because he wanted to appear like the victim and cry, woe is me, he said defamation, and obviously the stuff about, oh, he beats his kids and all this. It's like, come on, bro, whatever.
Take a look at his comments on the case over the last 2 years, and then I'll break them down for you guys straight after.
On February 23rd, you text Bobby a video clip some dude put together, a random YouTuber, of that same Trash Tuesday episode, talking about us being hit on by a comic. But with the clickbait title, Bobby Lee's wife confirmed SCHAUB tried cheating on his wife with her.
It still makes me laugh that, you know, that happened. Legit, that makes me laugh that happened. And most likely, you know what happened most likely? This is my guess. Being a red-blooded male myself. Sometimes when you're a dude and you hear somebody else mention something about another girl or another woman in a very sexual nature, in a very horny nature, it can sometimes activate your horniness. And you could sometimes think, oh, that could be me. When actually, it's not you. It's just a story. It's just something you've heard. You haven't put in the work. You don't know the person. It's got nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. But for some reason, guys have this thing where it's like, I mean, it activates something in you. So I think, my theory is this. I think somebody told Brendan about Kalila's sexual preferences and what she likes to get up to. Maybe that she likes to swing, maybe that she's a bit loose and blah, blah, blah. Somebody told him something and it just got him excited. And then he just went full pelt, full court press, without realizing that this lady didn't like him at all. That's the thing he doesn't understand. She didn't even like him as a person. She probably thought he was a redact. Or maybe she was offended, because that's the thing. Girls, apart from boys, aren't the same. But women get offended when guys they're not into try and hit on them. They take it as like an affront. Like, how dare you? How dare you, of all people, think you have a chance with me? So that's what made it even more funnier. And then, of course, the Annie Lederman thing happened. But I just can't believe that he would do this so close to his circle. It's one thing if it's a comedian outside of the group. I think you shouldn't do it anyway. Personally, I think, especially if it's your peers and you're in the same fucking group and you're in the same community, just leave everybody alone. Unless somebody comes onto you, leave them alone. But if you're going to do it, at least do it to somebody that's like loosely associated. Don't do it with people in the core group. Like Bobby's part of the core LA group. Kalila's part of the core LA group at that time. It's too risky. He did it and he got burned in the most epic way possible, because then he ended up doing it with two women who are both, you know, friends, part of the same little podcast thing. And they took great pleasure in exposing him, in embarrassing him, and generally set the dominoes, you know, falling in terms of his career. And he had to sit there, embarrassed. Like, look at his face, sit there, embarrassed, looking all sheepish and shit, as this woman just sat there, read him to a T, read out his texts. Like, oh, honestly, like, one of the most craziest own goals I've ever seen in my entire life.
You text Bobby saying you've been harassed for 6 years straight. And you've had it, and you're finally going, this is, quote, this is a direct quote. You're finally going after anyone who harasses you online, including comics, that you have spent $500,000 on monster lawyers, and that you have friends in dark places who are going to get the job done.
So this is a funny thing, because Brendan always lies. But he said then he spent $500,000. So it could be more now. But I still don't believe he spent $500,000 because he could have been exaggerating. He might have spent 100,000. But he already said he spent money back then. So can you imagine how much he's totaled it, how much in total it's come to? Woo. Woo, woo, woo.
To which Bobby says, okay, I'll talk to Kalila.
That's the thing with, like, you know, defamation of character, stuff like that. That's even like the narrative on me, which I don't talk about with, you know.
You don't talk about it because you know you're in the wrong. That's what I'm saying. I believe Brendan knew it was a copyright case, but he didn't want to say it because he wanted to look like a victim. That's why he took this whole defamation thing. He knew it was a copyright case. He knew. But he knew he was also in the wrong.
I have a lawsuit against this YouTuber who's a small-time YouTuber. If you don't know the background, you're like, oh, it's this
small-time YouTuber crushed you, mate. Small-time, not that important, irrelevant. Say all the words you want to say, but he still crushed you. That's the embarrassing thing about it. This small-time YouTuber gave you another L.
Guy who's big in the space suing the smaller guy. No, I don't give a f. If you want to criticize my fight picks or my stand-up, my podcast, that's what I'm a public figure. I signed up for that.
I also love how he says that. Thank you for your permission. And thank you for telling us exactly the things that we can criticize you for. Criticize me for my fight picks, my comedy. That's the only things you can criticize him for. Nothing else is within the realms of like, come on, man. No one needs your permission to say anything. Really, that's the nature of the internet. And if anything, that should have been his superpower. He should have been the guy that just lets people say whatever the fuck they want and acts like it doesn't bother him. And just keep doing your content, keep doing your comedy, keep touring the country. He would have made so much money. He would have been fine now till this day, even with Rogan leaving. But he tried to shut people up, tried to intimidate, tried to bully. Now look at you.
That stuff does not bother me. But when you start slandering my name, stealing content, and creating this false narrative of...
Look at his voices. Honestly, Brendan's an interesting guy. He's a former UFC heavyweight. By all accounts, he looks massive in real life. An actual gorilla. And his voice is trembling because of all this shit. Like, sometimes people just get born into bodies, but they don't actually have any kind of like about them. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he just got born into the body he is, but inside he's a bit sensitive. He's a little bit, you know. It's like why is your voice trembling? Like, come on, bro. Like, you're a legitimate badass. You can legitimately kill people with your bare hands. You can legitimately kill all of us if you wanted to, right? You could line up me, Joke World, Comedy Enforcement, Mike Redbar. You could put all of us in a room together and you would kill us in a minute. And he's out here shaking. I can't believe it.
Cheating on my wife and doing all this crazy shit and the defamatory stuff and using content and the clickbait stuff like that for years. Well, then we're not playing the same game, man. Then I have to do something. If you made an entire career off defamation, I have to do something.
That's the thing, though. The whole career. That's the thing that's really funny about it. He made it. NEEK made a whole career out of just pointing out all the dumb shit that Brendan says. That's it. He makes a whole career out of pointing out all the dumb shit that Brendan says. Same thing with the Reddit. Same thing with TFATK and all these other channels. Same thing. With 2 Days to Try. Same thing. So you would think if you were smart, you'd be like, you know what? How could I drain these guys of content? How could I starve them of content? Oh, I got it. Stop saying dumb shit. He doesn't. He just goes.
Several times I've had my team reach out and go, we don't want to pursue this, dude. Just stop. And he wouldn't.
I wonder who reached out to him during that time. I wonder who reached out to Unique. Was it BGL? Was it Shrimp? Was it Chin? I wonder who reached out to Unique and said, hey, can you stop pointing out all the dumb shit Brendan says and does, please? I wonder who's reached out to him.
So what would you do? So this narrative that, oh, this bigger YouTuber is showing this other YouTuber for no reason to silence him. I thought you didn't get down with cancel culture. I don't in any facet.
If you don't get down with cancel culture, why are you canceling somebody? That's a really good question. Why do you think it's okay to cancel him?
This is different. You got to know your facts.
Is it though?
Your details. If you want to say, oh, he has the fight pics, or he's bad at English, or I didn't like his stand up. I think Louis C.K. is better. No,
it's fine.
I love how he compares himself to Louis C.K. He said Louis C.K.'s better. What?
It's all good.
That's fine.
But then when you start going down that dark road, man, you start going down, these clickbaity things that are defamation of character for years, hundreds of videos. For years, well, now you got my attention. That's where this goes.
Louis C.K. is better. Oh, really? Thanks for letting us know.
I just don't talk about it. And the problem when you don't talk about it is people can jump to assumptions, go, oh, this bigger guy's trying to silence the little guy because he's critical. No, are you kidding me? I mean, people are critical. That doesn't bother me. Be critical.
It does bother you, though. It shouldn't bother you, but it does. It shouldn't bother you, but it does. That's the issue. If he lent into all the shit that bothers him, he'd be a fucking multi-millionaire now. He'd still be doing fucking comedy. He'd still be touring the country. Still, maybe even touring the world. But it actually bothered him when people take the piss out of him. It bothers him when people laugh at him. It bothers him when people point out the dumb shit he says. It even bothers him when his own team. We saw it recently with that Sanaz girl, right? The new girl at the back that replaced Kat. She talks back a bit. She has her own point of view. She wants to have a bit of banter. And Brendan actually gives her the fucking, he stares at her, he glares at her like, shut the fuck up. Like, you can't even correct him, like, live on air. He doesn't respond well to being corrected at all. Fucking hell, man. Like, what kind of person are you, mate? What kind of person are you?
I signed up for. But the defamation, now you got my attention. You start doing this evil stuff, I'm going to come for you, man.
And the evil stuff he's pointing at was that they tried to get the... Didn't they try to get the Reddit? That's the thing that really makes this disgusting. Didn't they try to get the Reddit nuked because they alleged that there was some fucking child abuse shit on there? Do you guys remember that? That was part of the whole Unique situation. They tried to get the Reddit locked down because they said, the guys on there were doing some child abuse shit. It's like, bruh, really? Is that the level you're gonna stoop to? Is that the level you're gonna stoop to because people are pointing out the dumb shit you do and say on a fucking subreddit somewhere when you could just kill it all by just stop doing the dumb shit? Come on, Brendan.
What's happening?
Yeah, when they mess with your livelihood, that's just going.
You start messing with my business, my family.
Yeah.
When they mess with your livelihood, shut up, Chin. Shut up.
Trust me.
No one's messing with his livelihood. No one. That's the thing. Brendan doesn't even have that level of trolls. Have you seen the trolls that Wings of Redemption has? Have you seen the trolls that DSP has? Have you seen the trolls and the detractors that Boogie298 has? Those guys have detractors and trolls that legitimately want to see them out on the street. And they actively go and try to get them cancelled. They try to get deals taken away from them. They call up places. They get their power turned up. Like, those guys are mean. The Reddit dudes, what do? Post clips of the dumb things he says on the subreddit. Or sometimes on the YouTube channel. Come on, man. Stop crying.
I'm going to come for you.
Yeah, you seem to be good at like just focusing on what you can control and not letting the negativity get to you.
I mean, I have to. Otherwise, I drive my TRX off of highway, off the PCH.
Flex.
Yeah.
My TRX.
I mean, it's a Dodge truck. It's not much of a flex. I didn't say like Lamborghini or nothing. It's still a truck. I'm a blue collar guy here. Yeah.
Blue collar guy who's never had a real job in his entire life, right? Maybe 2 jobs his entire life? Had a dad that's a multi-millionaire? Blue collar guy. All right, cool, man. Whatever you say.
So yeah, what else you can do? Stop? Quit? No, that's not me. That's never gonna happen.
But have you done anything to try to like suppress this or like get on top of it? Like,
I just realized he said, "What am I going to do? Quit." He did quit though, didn't he? That's a funny thing. He says, "What am I going to do? Stop? Quit?" You did quit. You quit stand up. I'm not going to lie. I'm so surprised he quit now. I thought it would come way sooner down the line. I'm actually surprised he quit so soon. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was going to squeeze that shit more. But you know what I think as well? This is my theory. This is my theory. Hear me out here. This is my theory. I don't think Brendan quit because it was costing him too much money to perform at half-empty clubs and shit. I think he quit because his ego couldn't take it. I think his ego couldn't take going on the road and going to perform at these clubs and seeing 10 people there. He couldn't handle it. He'd rather not perform. He's that kind of comedian. If no one's there, he doesn't want to perform. Because he's not in it for the, for the art of it. He's not in it for the love of comedy. He's in it because he wants to make money. And he wants to have like what's that thing called? He wants that dopamine hit of having people like scream his name, fans want autographs and shit. That's what I think happened. I think he just got fed up of going to these different places and having no one turn up. That's what I think happened.
What do you? There's nothing you can do.
I mean, can you sue people? Have you tried doing any of that?
No, I mean we have a lawsuit with a guy who made like 3,000 videos. Again, if you're gonna critique stand up or my fight picks or whatever, my football picks, all good. That's what the internet's for. Now, if you're gonna go out there and defamation, like whatever, Brendan hits his kids or beats his wife, well, then you got my attention. I'm gonna come after you.
Oh,
yeah, that game I don't play, and the guy's suffering from that. So that is whatever. But the internet's always gonna internet. There's nothing you can do to combat that.
Okay, that's enough, Bupper. Take a seat and listen. I'm going to finish off with some comments addressing some of the delusions we just heard from Brendan in those clips. And Brendan, if you're watching, you can have these for free. Here's the thing. This is something that the podcast elite, Hollywood establishment, and celebrities in general don't seem to understand. We don't need your permission to criticize the things you do or the things you say. It's protected by law, not by you. That is one of the foundations of free speech in the United States. So when Brendan says things like, you can criticize my comedy, my fight picks, and my opinions, that's all good, but when it comes to anything personal or anything that hurts my feelings, that's not okay, and I'm going to come after you. The judge even said in her decision that there is a big public benefit from these commentary channels. Now, I don't know this Kyle guy, I don't watch his videos, and if I'm being honest, it's not really my thing.
It's my thing for sure. I love NEEK. I love him. Seeing him get absolutely trashed online, seeing him slur his words, and then see him wake up and realize and then get back. I love it because I can't do it. I wish I could. I'm going to try it in episode number 200. I'm going to actually buy some drinks. We're going to get fucking loose and we're going to stream. I don't usually drink when I stream, but I'm going to try it on 200 and it's probably going to end in tears. I'm probably going to end up doing an academics and sleeping in my chair. I promise you. I'm not the greatest drinker in the world. And when I'm tipsy, it's obvious. You can say because I'm fucking slurring my words as well. And I'm just being dumb. And I'm fucking being giggly and shit. But NEEK is able to sit on that chair and drink his beer. Maybe to dabble in some other stuff. I love it. I love watching him fucking go from being coherent all the way to down, all the way to fucking non-coherent. I fucking love it.
But let's be crystal clear about this. Brendan, we don't need your permission for anything. You will do nothing. You can do nothing. So cop it on the chin like a man and keep moving like a shark. Even your boy Rogan gave you this advice 2 years ago.
You got to remember too, Rogan's like an older brother to me.
Rogan's an older brother to me. Yeah, right, bro. Just giving somebody that older brother tag because they're rich and because they're famous is so gross. Why isn't Brian Callen an older brother to you? Brian Callen probably did more for Brendan than Rogan did, if you think about it. Because Brian Callen was that first person to be like, hey, there's an option outside of fighting. He kind of showed him it, right? Look, we can do the podcast. I mean, like, that was the first person he kind of linked up with that kind of showed him that, hey, you might be able to do this entertainment shit. But because Rogan's famous and because he's got money, hey, he's my fucking daddy or he's my big brother. Like, come on, man. Come on.
I do anything, I call Rogan. That's how I operate.
Right.
I ask his advice on this, right? And then, you know, he would give me his advice.
I like I didn't say it. You see how he stumbled? He's like, I asked you the advice, and he gave me his advice. So clearly, Rogan wasn't down with this from the beginning. He was like, yo, you need to stop. You need to chill. You need to relax. Like, people are going to say shit. And again, big up Rogan. Rogan says a lot of dumb stuff. He says a lot of dicey stuff. He says a lot of wrong stuff. But the one thing Rogan doesn't do is sue people. He might take down your content through bent pixels and stuff and, you know, take your AdSense, whatever. But he's not going to sue you. He's not going to try and silence your ability to say shit about him. He just won't acknowledge it. Cool. But at least he does that. Brendan, much smaller, less richer, not as famous. Judge, Unique pointed out that I might have been cheating on my wife. It's like, come on, bro. Look what you've done now. Look what you've done now. God damn. And if you would have ignored that video, I swear to God, it wouldn't have turned into an issue. It probably wouldn't have. I don't think so anyway. It was just that whole handing the note to the girl thing was just one of the many fucking things that Brendan had done in that week. Whatever. But here comes a lawsuit. Here comes you trying to silence a small creator, and then you blow it up, and now it becomes a big thing. Dumb.
Could handle it.
When you did tell Rogan your version of events, I just want to know, for my own peace of mind, did he believe it?
I don't know. To him, it's like, you know, you're never going to beat the internet, man. I mean.
Great advice from Rogan, actually. You're never going to beat the internet. And Brendan was like, yes, I will. I'm going to show you how great I am. Right? Brendan was like, no, I'm different. I'm going to beat the internet. Oh, yeah?
That's good advice. So why didn't you take it 2 years ago instead of embarrassing yourself and your family and wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars only to lose a lawsuit against a guy who was self-representing with a YouTube channel that no one's ever heard of? I mean, at one point, Kyle tried to play the race card during his deposition. This is what you were up against, Bappa, and you...
What did he say? And then the next question, then it has the next paragraph here. I'd like to read this paragraph. This is fair. This is Unique's talking. This is fair use. I talked the majority of the video, and this takedown was only done in an attempt to get my channel deleted, as the video originally just copyright claimed and now is being taken down along with multiple videos in an attempt to delete a black YouTube creator's channel. Yeah, Unique. Black YouTuber support, bruh. Right? Black YouTuber support, bruh. Yes, bang your doors, man. Forget all these Caucasian fucking content creators, these Mexican content creators, these Asians content creators. Black solidarity, my guy. Niggas on YouTube. Niggas in content, man. Bang your doors. Shake your fucking chains, right? Your fucking gate, huh? Spill those pills on the floor. Drink your drink. Black content creators, we stand together against fighting against the white man. The white man trying to take us down. Silence us. Stop us from saying what we feel in our hearts. In our hearts. Huh? Black content creators. We need to chaba support. This is a funny defense. He put this on here. In a multiple efforts attempt to delete a black content creator's channel, I reacted and talked about a clip like Sam Cedar does to Tucker Carlson. I like that he used the two whitest people you could find to defend his case. Sam Cedar and Tucker Carlson. You couldn't get two more white people than Sam Cedar and Tucker Carlson. I fucking love it. Big up Unique.
Still lost. Even after you tried to take it out of court and back into mediation. You lost your lawsuit 2 years after you filed it, and it didn't even go to trial. Who loses a lawsuit after 2 years through a summary judgment? This is easily the funniest thing you've ever done. Oh man, the sheer delusion from this guy thinking that he was being Mr. Tough Guy, drawing the line in the sand and put...
By the way, just as a small aside, I don't know if you guys are trained, but getting punched in the throat like that must fucking hurt, innit? Getting punched on the throat like that must fucking hurt. Like somebody missing your chin and then punching you straight on your fucking esophagus as you're lying on the floor, maybe half unconscious anyway. God damn it, man. UFC is fucking brutal. Imagine someone punching you in the throat through full pelt, max power. God. You probably couldn't swallow for the next week.
Ever done. Oh man, the sheer delusion from this guy thinking that he was being Mr. Tough Guy, drawing the line in the sand and putting everybody on notice on the internet as well as throughout the comedy community that he was out for blood, that he had $500,000 ready to go with his beast lawyers ready to take on anyone who was talking smack about him, only to lose in the most embarrassing way imaginable to a guy who relied on anonymous emails from a ghost lawyer.
Hey.
Honestly, someone should make this into a movie. It'd sell 10 times the tickets that The Machine did. Hey, it might actually turn a profit.
Hey, big up Podcast Cringe. Absolutely brilliant video. I still like to say this is a fucking end of this whole situation. Here's my theory. This is my theory that I'm going to put out there in the universe. I feel like Brendan filed that lawsuit against Unique in an attempt to prove to his wife that he wasn't guilty of the cheating thing. That's what I think happened. I feel like Brendan tried to explain to his wife that, hey, I know the video looks bad, but that's part of my business. I was trying to get her on to be on the show. She was going to maybe take over for Kat. She emailed me about some internship thing, whatever. He tried to explain it away, but part of the package, part of the thing to make it believable was that, honestly, this guy fucking, he's making something out of nothing. I wouldn't cheat on you ever, babe. I swear. I'm gonna sue him. I'm suing that fucking guy for defamation. I'm suing him for defamation. That's what I think happened. Then he went to his lawyers. He found out how to sue. He found out what his options were. He realized defamation's a hard thing to really win in court because, you know, you basically have to prove that you didn't do anything wrong. And then I'm sure, you know, Unique's team could have easily went and reached out to the girl and found out. And then he obviously put in the copyright thing. And then when he went back in front of camera, he made sure to say defamation, 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 even though he knew he was suing Unique for copyright. That's what I think happened. I think Brendan tried to save his back, save his marriage, make sure he didn't get divorced, and he lied to his wife and said, hey, I didn't do what this video makes it look like I did. I can prove it, and I'm so confident I didn't do it, I'm going to sue that guy for defamation. That's what I think happened. So, in a way, it's going to be weird to say, in a way, I kind of get why he did it. I'm not going to lie, right? Because no one wants their partner to leave them. No one. Even if you're a serial cheater, you don't want anyone to leave you. Especially Brendan. He's going to be useless by himself. Do you know what I mean? Like, he needs that support at home. He needs it. I mean, he needs it. So I don't blame him for, like, I've got to do something to, she's gonna leave me. I've got to do something. And then sue him. But unfortunately, it's been super embarrassing to have someone like Unique win against you in court. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like, I love Unique, my guy, but you know what I mean? Unique beating you in court is fucking wild. That's a massive L. And he has to take that on the chin. He's out of loads of money. Reputation's in tatters. You know what I mean? But he can explain it to the wife and be like, you know how it is, babe. You know how court cases are. You know how this system is set up. Blah, blah, blah. You can explain it away. You can kind of lie about it. And if your wife is like, you know, a bit simple, not to be mean, but she's a bit of a normie. She's probably easy to kind of, you know, lie, manipulate. You know what I mean. Guys know what I mean. That kind of lady, you can, you know, there's not much you need to say to kind of, you know, make her like believe what you're saying. So, in the end, congratulations to Unique. Congratulations. He's got his channel back. He won the fucking case. And he's still out there putting out fucking numbers, content after content after content, and now it's gonna get probably worse because, you know, he's been empowered. I'm not sure if he got any money from it, to be honest, but if he did, hope he bought himself loads of fucking beer, loads of fucking drugs, and he's having a fucking good time. Big up, Unique. Big up, Unique. Okay? Big up. But what an absolutely crazy situation all around. I swear to God. What a legitimately crazy situation. Crazy situation. So, moving on from this one. Let's move on. Big up everybody tuning in on the stream. Appreciate you. If you like what you see what you like, make sure you smash the fucking like button down below. Don't be stingy. Don't be tight. Don't be an asshole. Smash the like button down below. Let me know you're enjoying the show. Leave a comment in the fucking stream chat. Leave a comment in down below when the video's done. Engage. Participate. Do something. All right? Cool. Bless. Appreciate you. So, moving on. I wanted to say to you guys, big up everybody that's been tuning in and checking out my interview with the one and only Cat Baker. Big up Cat Baker, my G, my Cody, right? My fucking content partner in crime. Check out Cat Barker on the Cat Barker Show. I was on there, episode number 14. It's there. Run those fucking numbers up. Make sure you like. Make sure you leave comments over there. It's a really good little interview. We chat about Brendan. We chat about Rogan. We chat about some other shit. We get a bit loose. We get a bit silly. So if you haven't checked it out already, please make sure you check it out. It's a really cool little funny interview there. Available on the Cat Barker channel, or sorry, Cat Baker. I can call it Cat Barker. Cat Baker. Please make sure you check it out. It's really, really fun. I'm not going to play it because I hate listening to myself or watching myself on a stream. I think it's fucking weird when people do that and start laughing along with their jokes. I think it's fucking bizarre. But check it out if you haven't already. It's really funny. It's really good. It's available now. On Cat Baker's channel. Check it out. The Cat Baker Show, episode number 14, starring myself and the lovely Cat Baker. Moving on from that one, I guess I was right. Do you guys remember about, what, was it 3 weeks ago? Or is it about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago, I did a stream where I posted a clip, actually. I think I got a clip here. It says, did Brendan Schaub break his neck, right? It's this clip here, as you can see. Let me see if I can see it. I can show you it. It's this clip here from 2 weeks ago where I spoke about the Brendan Schaub car accident thing. And I remember saying that I was sent a very exclusive special post from somebody, from somebody who basically said, hey, I have evidence that Brendan did flip his truck. And at the time, I was a bit hesitant to put it out there. I didn't want to be the guy that's like breaking news or revealing things. But people send me stuff all the time. People let me know about certain things, but I don't want to like repeat them on the show. I think that's strange. I think that's odd. But there's sometimes I might sprinkle some things in there here and there. But I thought, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just talk about this shit. So I remember posting it on my channel. And at the time, I wasn't too sure if the pic was real. I felt the car was similar. I thought I could have recognized the wheels and the suspension, but I was still a little bit dubious. I hadn't seen the video yet, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just put it out there. It's fun to put it out there. Now we know that this fucking picture is legit. And I had this available 2 weeks ago. I should have made more of a stink about it. I should have probably spoke about it in more detail. Maybe should have made more of a song and dance about it, tapped about it. But I had spoken about that fucking, Brendan flipping his truck more than 2 weeks ago. Kind of crazy. So now we know that this picture's legit because the video has finally come out. The video has finally come out of Brendan flipping his truck. And it might be one of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my entire life. Legitimately. Maybe the funniest video I've ever seen in my entire life. And we're going to watch it together right now. Let's fucking go.
Oh no! Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. See, what happened was the traction control, which I thought was off, was not. So what I'm trying to do...
You know, it's quite funny and quite lame. He's only doing this now because he got the payout from the insurance company. And he still thought he was going to get paid out for the mods. I I don't even drive. I don't even drive, and even little old me who doesn't drive knows that there's no way the insurance company is going to pay out on fucking aftermarket mods. It's never going to happen.
Do a sweet donut for the boys.
Oh, did he say donuts? He said donuts again, didn't he? He said donuts. Let's go over the time.
What happened was the traction control, which I thought was off, was not. So when I'm trying to do a sweet donut for the boys, I flipped my TRX. Oh. Turns out my neck isn't messed up. I got a concussion. Arm got a little roughed up.
You know what's funny? That neck brace is from Chin. Chin had to buy his own neck brace. Brendan refused to give him money for stem cell treatment to get his neck fixed. And I think he still has a bit of a cranky neck to this day. That time that Brendan kind of cranked his neck when they were fucking around in the fucking studio, he still is suffering from the after effects of that. You know, and now he's using, you know, Chin's neck brace as a prop. Love it.
But overall, I'm okay. Bad news is my truck's not. It's totaled. But before I ruined my truck, I got some pretty sweet mods done. It was at King Shocks with a full suspension kit. My boy Alex and Motoroso installed the Alcon brakes. So don't go anywhere yet. We have a pretty sweet episode for you. Let's get into it. They are the absolute best when it comes to off-road suspension.
There's no way he's not on Ozempic. I don't understand why he's lying. Brendan has never looked this skinny in the face. Even when he was fighting in the UFC, he was never this skinny. He was never this skinny in the face. Why is he lying about being on Ozempic? I don't understand it. Everybody's on Ozempic. Everybody's on it. Everybody knows somebody that's on it. It's one of those things that's swept across the fucking world. It's swept across the entertainment industry specifically. Why won't he just admit he's on fucking Ozempic? He's clearly on it.
They're installing front and rear suspension on my TRX. Let's get it. Big boy here. Big boy.
Also, looking at the truck just now, it already was quite a nice truck. Really nice truck. Why get so many mods to it, especially if it's going to be like a car for your family? Like, it's so unnecessary. Like, why all the extra mods? Why all the extra horse? Why? What's the point? If it's just going to be a glorified, family car to go on what? The Target run, the school run. Like, why all this shit? It's not necessary. Raising it, different wheels, more horsepower. Like, come on, man. And I'd imagine adding new suspension to a truck is not cheap. Even if you're doing them as like a content thing, I'd imagine it's not cheap. The parts, the labor, like, this stuff is like, he's spending some bucks on this shit. Like, for what? Just to flip it on some flat ground, not hitting anything. Like, why? At least they've learned, though. At least you can tell they're learning. Because previous episodes of the fucking Toontown, they wouldn't even have that footage. They'll just have the car roll in and then roll out with all the mods. No, like, installation, nothing. Like, it was so weird. Like, where was the B-roll of the guys, like, fixing shit? So at least they're fucking learning a little bit. A little bit.
Thanks for my boys at King Shocks for hooking it up. Now it's time to head on south to Motoroso.
It's copyright-free music is so fucking awful. Come on, man. Spend some money, bro. Get some good tunes. Like, what the fuck is this? God damn.
What's up, guys? We're here at Motoroso. This is my boy Alex.
And now all of a sudden, don't you find it funny that now Brennan is cosplaying as like a mechanic, as like a gearhead? Where's all the jerseys gone? He's now wearing shirts and like trucker hats with like come on, man, with the garage names on them. It's like, it's so, oh God, what a poser, man. Just be yourself. You can still be into cars and wear jerseys. You have to suddenly adopt the fucking style of these guys in the fucking garages. Like, come on, bro.
And as you guys can see, we have 2 giant brake kits here from Alcon, which is the perfect brake setup for me and the TRX. So you're the guy for the job, my man. We appreciate you, Alex.
I'm excited to put it on, man. Yeah, that truck is badass so far.
Yeah.
Badass. I'm glad to be here, y'all. Like, yuck, man. Are they gonna bang? Are they gonna do deadlifts at Wagwan?
And these brakes are going to really help haul it down to a stop. And there's a lot to know about these from a technical.
We're going to haul ass. We're badasses. I'm a Marine. In the Marines. I'm a Navy SEAL.
Standpoint, we made a separate video going through all the technical details of these. You can see those on our YouTube channel, but man, the rotor's actually the same size as the stock rotor on the TRX, but you're upgrading to this massive 6-piston caliper, which has double the pad surface area. So this thing's gonna really come down to a stop. And then we're also throwing 2,200 more lumens of light from Baja Designs on the 8-pillar.
Baja in the Baja. Big up Will Sasser. Baja.
It's going to look like a UFO. It's going to be flying through the night.
Yeah.
But it's important, too, if you have a TRX, any other big-time kind of performance brake brand, you usually got to upgrade a 20-inch tire. But with these, Alcon's perfect because these fit in the 18-inch tire, which comes with the TRX. So
Pause.
You don't have to, upgrade the wheels or downgrade. You can keep the stock wheels. Or, like I switched out the wheels, but still the stock 18.
And Alcon's really done a good job of like carving out a niche for themselves in this off-road racing segment by building brakes that almost always fit under that smaller off-road wheel. Because as you said, nobody wants to put a 20-inch wheel on a truck they're going to take down to Baja.
You don't look like
Baja.
My boy Alex here is going to install it, and I'm going to sit by the side and be like, oh yeah, that's right, dude. So it's going to be fun, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Absolutely.
Let's get started, man. We got a long day.
Yeah, absolutely.
See how this goes.
Get dirty.
Hey, yo, big up Coil in the chat. Big up Gamebred Footballer, Kazos Moses, Net Watcher, Dan Souls, John, the Garcia Life Vlogs, Apex, Potter, I see you. Dexter Watson, I see you. 730, I see you. Bang your fucking chest. Don't get me wrong. The fucking brakes look fucking badass. Right? Those brakes look fucking hard. But, again, it's the car you're taking your kids to school in. Walmart run. Fucking baddies run. Do you really need all this shit? Do you really need it? Who knows?
Alright, looks like we're all done here.
Yeah, you got another.
What do you think, man? As far as the install goes?
Easy install, pretty straightforward. If you want to see every single step of that, you can go to youtube.com/Motorosa for our channel, subscribe over there, and see the actual step-by-step install.
You guys should definitely do that. When it comes to installs, this guy is the best in the game.
Hey, man, maybe don't interrupt him when he's talking, right? Just let him finish his little blurb. Fucking hell, this guy with the interruptions. Just let him talk. Like, how can he interrupt that small segment?
Alright, looks like we're all done here.
Yeah,
what do you think, man? As far as the install goes?
Easy install, pretty straightforward. If you want to see every single step of that, you can go to youtube.com/Motorosa for our channel, subscribe over there, and see the actual step-by-step install.
You guys should definitely do that. When it comes to installs, this guy is the best in the game. Don't come to me for installs because your tires are going to fall off and it's not going to be good. Go to Alex at Motorosa.
Oh, really?
Thanks
so much.
Thanks
Brennan's not a hugger, is he? Brennan definitely isn't a hugger. He doesn't like to get touched. He doesn't like close contact. He's a very awkward human being, isn't it? That was a weird hug. Look at
for
that.
installs because your tires are gonna fall
I think he went to shake his hand, and that guy went in for a hug.
off, and it's not gonna be good. Go to Alex at Mataroso. Alex, appreciate brother. Thanks so much.
He didn't want the hug. Look.
Well, we made
Here
it.
we go. Here's where Brendan nearly D.I.
We're at Johnson Valley. We're in the middle of freaking nowhere, but this is where you come to put your truck to the freaking limits. We've done it all. You guys.
That fucking outfit, man. The short sleeve hoodie, the glasses, the hat. Like, what are we doing here?
Have seen it. We got the King shocks, Kibby Tech, Alcon brakes. We need to be able to stop. We got the Overkill tuning going on there. We got the Innovate wheels, Toyo tires. Now it's time to take this Street Princess and get her dirty. Let's go.
Why is it a street? Why would it be called a street princess? What's street about this car? And why are they going here to go and test it? Is it actually him driving though? Is it actually him doing these donuts? Is it him? Let's see.
All right, guys, we changed locations. We're at the Silt Road here now. This is the money shot. So you notice this is finer than sand. It's like, it's so fine. So the issue with that.
This outfit is fucking like, what is this fucking outfit? What is he trying to go for here? What is this look? It's finer than sand, huh? I could taste her. She was like 15, maybe even 14. This looks very diddlerish, isn't it?
Locations. We're at the Silt Road here now. This is the money shot. So you notice this is finer than sand. It's like, it's so fine. So the issue with that is you can't stop. Once you get going, you got to just pedal to the metal and just march through. Otherwise, I'm going to get stuck and this will be a really sad video. So I'm just going to blast through this thing. It should be an epic shot. We'll see.
He's not a very fun driver, is he? I know it's not his fault, but he's not a very fun driver. He's not a really, like, he doesn't know how to do stuff, you know? Like, he doesn't drive in a really aggressive, dynamic way. Like, it's just some guy with money driving his car in a sand dune somewhere. It's like, okay. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing really interesting about this at all in the slightest. So maybe the flip was actually, the flipping of the truck might have been a blessing. Because, okay. And then he gets stuck. Of course he gets stuck. Of course he gets stuck. Didn't he say he's going to blast through it? Now he just gets stuck.
Well, folks, I got stuck. It's all fun and games to get stuck in the middle of nowhere with no drinks, food, water. You could die out here. I don't know if it's going to surprise a lot of you guys, but I'm not BJ Baldwin over here, okay? It's my first time out here. I decided to try and be cool, let all the dust clear, and now I'm going to shoot out like a rocket for an epic shot. Problem is I stopped in the deepest part, and now I'm stuck. Which I got a lot to learn. As bummed as I was, I thought we'd be able to get free pretty fast. I was wrong.
Of course, if Brendan doesn't have an army of people helping him, if there's not camera people, if there's not people in garages to fucking mod his car, if there's not nannies around, like, what does he actually do? You know what I mean? Like, on his own, for himself, without a team of people around him. especially like brown people. You know, just some helpful brown people just there, waiting. You know, just to help him out of a hole. Fucking hell.
Used to be easy though. Done it 100 times. The lifeline snapped. I don't think we have another strap.
He should be at home writing jokes. He should be on stage performing those jokes. He should be around the country performing those jokes in front of people. Instead, he couldn't be bothered to go perform in front of crowds that aren't sold out. So he quit comedy to go and what? Spend time with his kids. Psych! Go and drive his car around these sand dunes with randoms. Okay.
And I don't think we'll be able to push this out. Not ideal.
Look at the person that dodged a Dodge trucker hat. This guy's incredible. Where are the jerseys? Where are all the fucking MLB hats? Where are all the fucking... Where are they? Where are all the MLB hats? Where are all the fucking football hats? The basketball hats? Where are they? Where are all the fucking jerseys? Now all of a sudden I'm fucking Dodge Trucks hat guy. Okay. Really? All that money on that truck and there's not a shovel in the back. No fucking way is this guy shoveling sand with his bare hands. No way. You don't have a shovel. Nothing. This has to be off-road stolen valor. This has to be 4x4 stolen fucking valor. How could you not have... Surely if you own a car like that, you should have like, I don't know, a toolkit in the back. A Swiss Army knife. Some rope. A shovel. There should be some basic shit you should have in a car like that. Just for the sake of having that car. Maybe a torch. Maybe a fucking... I don't know. I think of like basic stuff like maybe some sort of like tarp cover to cover the back if you got some stuff, you know, to protect it from the fucking elements. Maybe some clamps, rope. Yeah, like I said, like a shovel, like a pump, a little fold-out chair. There should be some stuff you should have. If you own a pickup truck, you should just have some stuff. Like a spanner, a screwdriver, just some stuff in there. All this guy's got in his truck is fucking coffee cups. And no shovel. Wow. Wow. He's actually shoveling with his bare hands. This is insane. Oh my God, bro. All that money on that car, all the money on the mods, all the money hiring these people to come and film with you, and you don't own a shovel. And again, it doesn't have to be like a fucking shovel. One of those foldable ones that people take around with them when they're going camping and shit. It's not hard. Wow. Wow. This guy's redacted, bro. Imagine deciding to go do off-road driving racing and not even thinking about bringing a shovel with you. Or some little ramp things. I don't know, little things you'd have like an itinerary in your list. Things to bring if I'm going off-roading. There's probably a little list that you should bring with you. Nah, we're just gonna use our hands. Wow, man.
It's like caked onto the chassis too. I was like picking at it. It's like an ice pick. My hands are frozen. I burnt my forearm in the exhaust. I'm not doing great.
You didn't break your forearm. If you broke your forearm, you wouldn't be standing. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's actually ridiculous. Imagine this is your new person. Like, I don't know. It's one thing getting into stuff, but when you get into stuff, don't you want to get into it correctly? Don't you want to get into it like learning and knowing what you're doing? Why just get into stuff and just do it like this? Why do it like this? Like, why? Why? God almighty, bro. That hair has not been washed in a long time, innit? That hair has not been washed in a long time. God damn. That hair looks greasy. Greasy.
Seriously, what we're gonna do with this other work?
Man's hairline is fucking wild, isn't it? That's a wild hairline. He's not losing his hairline anytime soon. It's almost like it comes across like that. It's like, no? The hairline comes up all over, like around. Like it's kind of growing into his eyebrows. Bloody hell, bro. Hey, ladies. That's the Adonis, right? Remember Rogan said everybody hated him because he's so good looking. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, exactly. He looks like you could play young Joey Diaz. Like, what? Okay.
Now what are we gonna do? I didn't die on him. I don't know shit about drugs. My first time off-roading, I'll never be back. What a waste of time. What the hell are we gonna do now?
Who did they get? Who did they hire? Did they hire somebody new to do editing? Who's doing all this creative shit? It's not Brendan for sure. Who did all this stuff? I wonder who did all this stuff. I wonder who they hired recently. It can't be Chin because Chin's fucking vlogs are awful. So I don't think it's Chin. Somebody definitely was hired to like add a bit of like comedy and whatever to what they're doing now.
Thank God our knight in shining armor came riding along and saved us. And the Wendy's now, baby, starving. When the first strap broke, I was like, "Hey, we'll start digging." Wait, what?
Look at all the immigrants. Look at all the immigrants doing the hard work. Brendan with his arms on his his hips.
What's the lesson for today?
Grow a ponytail and smoke cigarettes. Look at that guy. Sick. Lifesaver. Lesson is don't stop when you're in silt sand. Don't try and get the hero shot. Don't stop. Keep going. Off-road, you keep going. Full send. First time, dude. First time. There's going to be some feeling out periods. We're all starving now. All right, that sucked. We got our asses kicked, and it's finally time to go home with our tail between our legs.
Is he wearing this donut merch in an attempt to get on the show, or they have something planned? Because I know the channel, very popular channel that does car content, or is he just trying to like clout chase? What's going on there? Because he wears a lot of this donut stuff. He wears a lot of the donut stuff. So I wonder, has he got something planned with them? Is he clout chasing? Is he just trying to, you know, start a new thing?
I thought, you know what? Let's get the out of the desert. But, you know what? One more cool shot. We're out here. Why not? What's the worst that can happen?
Starting emergency call to the SOS service provided by the manufacturer. To cancel, press the SOS or cancel button. Starting SOS call.
Look at him, he's so scared. He was he's gonna die. Oh my God, bro. He took that car from the garage with new shocks, new disc brakes, straight to the sand dunes, and he totaled it in the same day, probably. He totaled that car the same day. He added probably what? 40 grand? Again, I'm not a car guy. You guys let me know in the stream chat. 40 grand worth of mods? 50 grand worth of mods, right? With those disc brakes, those massive fucking disc brakes, the new shocks. He added all of that shit onto the car only to total it a few hours later. Fucking incredible. And you know what's funny? Why is it, I've noticed in this clip, why don't they play the clip from here so you can see how it flips? They kind of switch the camera on the inside. Is it because it makes him look worse? So he's driving, right? Let me lower the volume a little bit because I'm shouting a bit. But as he's driving, we don't see it flipping from the outside as he approaches. We just see him doing this. Also, why did he try to, again, I don't drive. But if you've got a car like that, that's raised in a standing, if you've got a car like that that's raised in a stationary position and you're turning the wheel and then you put your foot on the accelerator, surely it's gonna tip it. No? Isn't that standard, like, isn't that common sense? If you're turning it and you're stationary and you put your fucking it's like if you're on a quad bike. If you're on a quad bike and you turn the fucking handlebars like that and then you fucking throttle it, it's gonna fucking tip over or it's gonna fucking flip out. Like, isn't that like basic? Why did he do that? Like, he came to a stop and then he tried to, like, what? Like, huh? Oh no! He was going like 20 miles per hour as well. That's the funny thing. He was going, look, and obviously, am I mistaken? But couldn't he have steered the opposite direction? And wouldn't it help to maybe level the car out a bit? Couldn't he quickly have, like, turned it the other way? Oh my God. He just let gravity take him. Oh my God, the knockout from the airbags. Oh my God, the knockout from the side airbags. That looked like it hurt. That looked like it really hurt. Look. Oh, he was out. He's fucking out. He is out. He is out. Oh, that's gotta fucking hurt. Bam! On the back of the head. Oh, look his hands. His hands. He was out. You know what happened? I think he got knocked out and then he woke up when the car flipped. It kind of knocked him back into consciousness. He got knocked out and then, you know what I mean? And woke back up again.
Starting emergency call to the SOS service.
Nah. Okay. Some people are hypothesizing that he did this on purpose, but I still can't work out why he thought he could do a donut from that position. I still don't understand. He's stationary there. He's not moving. Yeah, big up Abe Martinez. Appreciate it, brother.
You don't have a license and you know this.
Bro, honestly, it's that, like, I swear to God, like, how can you do a I'm sure it's possible. Abe Martinez, other guys out there that drive. I'm sure there are some people that are really good drivers who can do a donut from a stationary position like that, where they're just stationary and they just, like, turn the fucking steering wheel, throttle, and then somehow, I'm sure it's possible. But surely, if your car is raised, that's the thing. If it's lowered, fair enough. But if it's raised at that kind of level, it's already fucking easy to tip either way. Wouldn't you think so? Especially if it's 4-wheel drive. Oh yeah, it's 4-wheel drive. Oh, it's 4-wheel drive. It's raised. You're turning it that direction. You put your foot on the throttle. Yo, of course it's gonna tip. Where else is it gonna go? God almighty, bruh. Unless it's not I'm assuming it's 4-wheel drive. I'm sure it's 4-wheel drive. Got it, yeah, babe. No. Go. They thought they were gonna get some like hero. Oh, these guys are so redacted. They're so redacted. Oh my god, bro. How was this possible? How? Oh no!
Starting emergency call.
Fucking hell, bro.
SOS service provided by the manufacturer. To cancel, press the SOS or cancel button.
He was so scared. He was so scared. Oh my god, bro. Big up Abe.
Yes, with a tiny sports car.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
high drug.
So you mean from, yeah, exactly, yeah. Okay, exactly. Tiny sports car, lowered to the floor. You can probably do a donut from a stationary position like that. Cool. Well, yeah, you probably can because it's got nowhere else to go. But how has been raised that high up? Oh my god, sorry. This is crazy.
Starting SOS call.
And you know what's really funny as well? Not funny, but I guess it's bad for him. That car definitely is totaled. Because you'd imagine the way it flipped and it landed on its roof, I'm assuming the structural integrity of that truck has been compromised because it landed on these bits, innit? You'd imagine, right? The frame, I don't know how you call it, the frame, whatever the fucking thing is. I'd imagine if it flips like this, it's basically a write-off because the whole body is now being compromised because the stress is put on here. You'd imagine, right? Most likely. Fucking no. He hasn't even had that car for a year. He hasn't even had it for a year. And he totaled it already. Guys who want to... I don't understand guys who want to drive cars like these, but don't respect the power or don't even try to understand how to drive them correctly. Like, why bother? Why bother? It makes no sense.
Yep, I crashed my TRX. It's all fun and games, and we had some fun with it. Here's the thing. Thank God I didn't get seriously hurt. Got a concussion, those suck. Definitely need another one, but it could be a whole lot worse. I've had every car in the world, exotic, everything. My favorite vehicle I've ever owned is that TRX. And the bottom line is, at 40, I realized I'm impatient. I have friends all over in the off-road world. Ryan at KREISCHER offered to go with me. My boy Ramsey at King Shocks offered to go with me. BJ Baldwin, one of the best truck racers in the world, offered to take me. But I was impatient. They went, let's do it next week. I went, no, I need it now. And I went, and I ruined my truck. Because I'm not a professional. I have a lot to learn. And this sucks, man. All that work I put into it, all the companies, brands that jumped on board, it's all ruined. As I'm flipping, I remember thinking to myself, you have kids, man. I bring my son Tiger with me everywhere. I want him to learn about cars, trucks. I want him into, motorsports. So he's always with me. But this
It was funny.
one time, his mom goes, nope, he has school, don't bring him. Boom. Thank God he didn't come. So I really messed up, man. And thank God my son was with me.
All this
fun with it.
This sob story shit is funny because one thing you notice about Brendan in general across his career, he's very impulsive to a fault. But he thinks being impulsive is like a sign of like it's like a sign of go-getter. It's like a sign of a go-getter being impulsive, right? being driven, going for what you really want, not taking no for an answer, the whole he just goes thing. But in general, it doesn't really help him. From the Showtime thing to jumping into fucking stand-up, right, to thinking he's fucking Rogan, it hasn't really helped the impulsiveness. It's not really been a good thing. He went on impulsive and he got fucking mugged off. Like that impulsive thing is a bad thing for somebody that wrote for Brendan, because he has delusions of actual grandeur. He actually has I wouldn't say a god complex, but he definitely, you know, likes the smell of his own farts. And sometimes life can, you know, humble you very quickly. But in this case, it's not even a life humbling case. This is just like a redacted, easily avoidable situation. Like, you obviously don't know how to drive a car like this properly. In my assertion, again, I'm a fucking idiot. I don't even have a fucking driving license. I personally think if you can't drive a car like this, you've got no business modding it the way he did. Surely you start off small. You start off slowly. You start off by just driving that car, you know, into the ground, stock, and getting used to it. Getting used to the height, getting used to the suspension, getting used to how it brakes, how it accelerates, how you change gears, whatever. You're just getting used to driving the car, how it handles, how it turns corners, like just to get used to the car. Then over time, you add your mods and shit, and then you can probably sense things. Sense how differently it kind of turns based on suspension, based on how you tuned it, all those things. But to just buy a car like that and go straight into modding it out straight away without knowing how to drive it properly from this stock base, fresh from the showroom thing, is really dumb. Really fucking dumb. Like, incredibly dumb. And again, just another maybe example of, like, you know, this is what happens when you're a rich kid. When you're a rich kid, there's no real, you know, you can always get another one. He says he's going to get another one anyway. You know, there's no shortage of money, you know what I mean, to get another one. Like, it is what it is. So you just treat things as disposable. But it's just unnecessary because of the time spent on it. It's like, do you have to, like, if you don't need to get another one, why ruin the one you already have? It's just a bizarre thing.
Yep, I crashed my TRX. It's all fun and games, and we had some fun with
I love you reading from a script as well. He's not fucking up the words because he's reading up from a script.
it. Here's the thing. Thank God I didn't get seriously hurt. Got a concussion. Those suck. Definitely need another one, but it could be a whole lot worse. I've had every car in the world, exotic, everything. My favorite vehicle I've ever owned is that TRX. And the bottom line is, at 40, I realize I'm impatient.
How can you realize at 40 years old that you're impatient and that you need to change? Like, and using it as like a flex, or someone should like pat you in the back because you've realized that you're like, what? You're 40 years old with 3 kids and a wife, and you're like bragging about your impatient. Like, what? Humble brag. I'm impatient. You know how I am. I'm a hustler. Go get it. It's like, okay, I guess. You want to, I don't know.
Friends all over in the off-road world. Ryan at Kibitech.
Friends, by the way. Friends that you just met a year ago. Friends that are only your friends because what? You spent money on cars. These aren't your friends, bro. Again, this maybe it's just me being picky, and being pedantic because I have no friends. Who knows? But this term friends is thrown around way too loosely for me.
Offered to go with me. My boy Ramsey at King Shocks offered to go with me. BJ Baldwin, one of the best truck racers in the world, offered to take me, but I was impatient. They went, let's do it next week. I went, no, I need it now. And I went, and I ruined my...
Don't you find that interesting that echoes the same in comedy? He mentioned those people he mentioned. He even mentioned somebody that allegedly is an off-road racer themselves, driving racer, whatever the fucking term is. And he refused refused their advice and went his own way. Same thing with comedy. The story is that Rogan, Brian Callen, and a few other people told him, don't take the Showtime deal. Don't do it. Don't do You Be Surprised this soon into your stand-up journey, into your stand-up career. He took the deal anyway because he felt like Rogan and Brian were jealous. That's why they were telling him not to take that Showtime deal. So this is a common theme in Brendan's life where he refuses to listen to his quote unquote friends who have his best interests at heart. Hey, maybe don't go to these sand dunes and drive around in this car that you don't even know how to handle with new suspension, right? Without any experienced people around you. Maybe wait until we're ready, or wait until we are free, and then you can go there. Nah, I'll do it on my own. And then boom, you write off the whole car. Crazy.
My truck, because I'm not a professional. I have a lot to learn, and this sucks, man. All that work I put into it, all the company.
What's that? Poured into it. Poured. What's that say? Poured.
And I went and I ruined my truck because I'm not a professional. I have a lot to learn, and this sucks, man. All that work I put into it.
Poured into it.
I'm not a professional. I have a lot to learn, and this sucks, man. All that work I put into it, all the companies, brands that jump on board, it's all ruined. As I'm flipping, I remember thinking to myself, you got kids, man. I bring my son Tiger with me everywhere. I want to learn about cars, trucks.
I love how the other kid doesn't exist. Boston doesn't exist, does he? Where's Boston? Is Boston not into cars? Is Boston into fashion? Does Boston dance? Does Boston sing? What is it about Boston that doesn't get any love? Tiger definitely is the fucking golden child, isn't it? Maybe because he's the firstborn. I don't know, but Brendan loves Tiger, but the other kid that gets no love, innit? I always bring Boston with me. What about Tiger? What about Boston? Why doesn't Boston get to go along with Daddy when he's driving his car? What happened there?
I want him into, motorsports, so he's always with me. But this one time, his mom goes, nope, he has school, don't bring him. Boom. Thank God he didn't come. So,
I don't know. I don't have kids, but if I had them, I wouldn't be forcing them to get into motorsports. If you want to join when I'm going, cool, but taking your kids by force to kind of indoctrinate them into being into cars is a bit odd. It's like those guys that try to force their kids to support the same team they do. Like, let them choose, innit? Like, I don't know. I think it's strange.
I really messed up, man. And thank God my son wasn't with me.
Oh, what are we going to do? Is it going to crying thing? All right. Lame.
I don't know. I need a new hobby. Like, I can't.
Is this a troll?
Sight?
Oh, of course. I need a new hobby. Oh, God, I need a new. Can you imagine being like that? Just spend some time with your family, man. Hang out with your family. Allegedly, he's meant to be hanging out with his family more. Now he stopped doing stand-up, but he seems like he's doing everything but hang with his family. Go hang with your family, bro. You know what I mean? Chill out with them a little bit. I don't know. Become a family content creator. Why couldn't he do that? Why couldn't he start a family channel? Why does it have to be all just around his own self-interest, right? Buys a car supposedly for the family, but then doesn't take the family out in the car. It's only ever him in the car by himself when he's filming content. The family doesn't look like they ever set foot in it. Oh God, what a psycho. One absolute psycho. We have to watch that one more time. We have to. We fucking have to. I love how they didn't show us a shot from the outside. I think there's something. I think they know it makes him look worse because there's flat ground. He doesn't hit anything. There's nothing in sight, nothing in line, nothing there that he hit. Not a divot, not a fucking cactus, nothing. Flat ground, and he flips it like that because he just is a shit driver. Look immediately. Look at the bend there. Look at the bend. That whole fucking frame, whatever, has been compromised. Look at that. Completely cracked there. He tried to do a donut from that position. I still can't understand what he was trying to do. Like, how did you think that was going to work? How did you think you could do a donut from that position? From stationary, already turning the wheel, and then putting your foot on the fucking accelerator. How's that going to work? How? And then look, You remember what he said? You remember what he said at TFATK live that when the car started to flip, he pressed the fucking seatbelt thing. This is a lie, obviously. You know, honestly, the thing he lies about are so weird. Like he thinks he's fucking Jason Bourne or something. The car was flipping, and he said he kind of, you know, ejected the fucking seatbelt or something. Remember? Such a weird thing as a detail. Like what? Bang. Where's the fucking... He gets knocked out straight away, so there's no seatbelt eject there going on. And if anything, it's a good thing he didn't do it, because if his seatbelt wasn't on, he would have hit the fucking roof and maybe injured himself even more.
Starting emergency call to the SOS service provided
Now he's
by the
awake.
manufacturer. To cancel, press the SOS or cancel button. Starting SOS call.
The little Jordan feet dangling. The little Jordan feet dangling. It's the little Jordan feet dangling for me. It's the little Jordan feet. Just oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Fuck. That's a fuck of like the money gone in it. You could tell that's a fuck of the money gone. Cause honestly, bro, all those mods and you flip it the same day. You see what he did? He flipped it. He was driving so slow. Do you get it? He was driving so slow, right? He flipped the car so slowly, it absolutely crushed the top of that car. It crushed it. He absolutely reared off. Look, slowly. Look at it. If he was driving faster, it might have actually helped to flip it the other way. You know what I mean? He might have actually continued rolling, and it maybe wouldn't have caused so much damage. But because he was driving it so slow, it actually crushed the car. Look. Like, it crushes it. That is crushed. Especially because all the weight is at the front, right? The engine's here, heavy tires, heavy shocks. Like, all of that weight just like... Yo, big up Koila, yeah.
Imagine spending 100k grand on something and knocking yourself out with it. Wild.
Yeah, why like that? Exactly. Koila knows. Part of me feels like if I owned a TRX and I went to do what he was doing, part of me feels like I might just do all the like fucking around donut stuff while it's stock. You know? Then if I want to start modding it and shit, I do that not to like fuck around and go racing and just to kind of make it look beefier and meaner and shit. There's part of me that would want, because it's like, if you're gonna because again, think about it this way. He might have spent more on the mods than the car's actually fucking even worth. Maybe. Because I don't know. Maybe. Because Brendan's a bit special in that regard, right? He wants everything fucking shiny and new and expensive. So he might have spent close to the car's value on mods. If that's me, I'm going to treat it with a bit of like care and a bit of subtlety, you know? And the softness of the hand. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, why would you want to just fuck up your car? Because even if you can afford to buy a new one, you don't just purposely crash them because you can just buy stuff. It's like the hassle of going through to buy another one, find another one that is exactly like the one that you want. Like, I don't know. It's an odd thing to do. Really, really strange.
Yep, I crashed my TRX.
Anyway, that's what happened. He crashed his TRX. I guess the picture I had all that time was actually legit. So big up everybody out there. Oh, no, big up the exact person. You know who you are. Who sent me the fucking picture. You're a fucking legend. I got this many weeks ago before it was actually known that it happened, and I guess this picture's legit. I guess this picture is legit, and this was what the car looked like when it flipped over. Fucking wild, isn't it? Fucking wild. All that money on this lovely truck, all gone because you decided to play race car driver outside and shit. Crushed the whole entire thing, compromised the sashi, the bill, the roof, everything. Gone. Gone. What a redact. What an absolute redact. Really, you can't put it past him. And again, look at the background. There's nothing there that would have made his car flip. Absolutely nothing. The rocks, that tire would have just rolled over it like it's nothing. There's nothing in the way that would have justified the car flipping like that, apart from his poor driving skills. Wild, man. I can't get past how wild that shit is. Absolutely fucking wild. But to make it worse, the TFATK sub have been on a rampage with the post regarding it. Absolute fucking rampage. Look at this one. So someone had to do it. It features Brendan with that face that he has as the car's flipping, and BGL staring into the window. I would have wished they used. I would have wished they used a picture of BGL lifting his wife's car, right? Like he's attacking me. He won't let me go. I wish I would have used that picture, but still, this is fucking brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant, right? BGL there in the window looking in as Brendan flips his fucking TRX. Absolutely brilliant fucking footage. I love that one. Then we've got another one too that features the tongue. I didn't notice this at first, but I guess when Brendan's concentrating or when he's stressed, he has a little tick. And this is one of them, right? Where he pokes out his tongue. I never actually noticed that at first, but big up the person on Reddit for noticing it. The little tongue there as he's stress flipping the car. He couldn't just like, I guess it's called oversteering, right? Is it called oversteering and understeering? Isn't there like a way where like if it's flipping, you could, maybe I watch too many movies, but you can kind of like go the opposite way and maybe help to kind of, level it out a bit. I'm sure it doesn't. I'm sure once gravity takes you, it is what it is. But, or the momentum, I'm sure there's a way of like, is it counter steering? Oh, counter steering. Big up Chris Mack, counter steering. So there is a way to kind of like, but he didn't do it. He just kind of like, okay, that's if you're slipping on ice and stuff. Okay, cool. Oh, is this fucking hilarious? Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at that. That's the same face that's the same face he used when he was writing on that fucking comedy wall, isn't it? Right? Can I find that one? Let's see. Brendan SCHAUB writing on comedy on wall. Is it on wall? See if I can find it. Oh, what? It's like he's writing. I can't find it, but there's a video where he writes on the wall of a comedy club and he's like sticking out his tongue and he can't really, There's actually a picture here of him writing, which is weird, right? Back in the day when the fucking pod was booming. Look at that. Back in the day, the good old days. But yeah, big up sticking out the tongue. That's a good fucking method. Then we got. Oh, this is a. Do you know? Fuck this guy. We'll pay this another time.
Oh, this
is it. Explains what not to do, then does it. I have a lot to learn, says the dumbest man in the world. Dumbest man in the world is so mean. The dumbest man in the world is fucking hilarious.
Oh, this is finer than sand. It's like, it's so fine. So
it's so, that should be a meme in itself. It's so fine. Why is he talking like that? Like he's an archaeologist or some shit, right? Man thinks he's David Attenborough or something like, it's so fine. Oh, As if he knows how fine sand is meant to be and shit. Someone probably just told him that, innit? He just kind of rabbiting it.
So the issue.
one more time. I like that. That's one of my favorite ones. It's so fine.
So fine. So it's so fine.
I need a soundboard.
So fine. So it's so fine. So the issue with that is you can't stop. Once you get going, you gotta just pedal to the metal and just march through. Otherwise, I'm gonna get stuck, and this will be a really sad video. So.
A few moments later.
Well, folks, I got stuck. It's all fun and games to get stuck in the middle of nowhere. I decided to try and be cool, let all the dust clear, and then I want to shoot out like a rocket for an epic shot. Problem is I stopped in the deepest part, and now I'm stuck. But I got a lot to learn. Fuck.
You're a moron!
I got a lot to learn.
Okay. I just don't understand why he like brags about this sort of stuff. Like he thinks it makes him look endearing because he's like acting as if like he's fallible. It's like, yeah, I guess, but this is also very avoidable. You don't need to flip your truck to appear like you have a level of I don't know, self-deprecation or something. You don't need to do that. You really don't. But you know, what do I know? Another one. Pray for Papa. Let's see this one. So pray for Papa. Let's see this one. Oh wow! Big up the person who did this. Oh my god. Will Peel _ wow. Fucking amazing editing. They've got Brendan. Holy shit. Knockout footage superimposed on the fucking flip of the car. Let's play that one more time. That is brilliant. I didn't even see that at first. That is fucking brilliant. I like the sound, right? The punch. Is that Brendan? This is what his name is? Brendan grabbing in the air.
Future. You think about the future. You also think about brain damage. You think about concussions.
Oh my god, this is so good.
About how many you've already had.
I'll take this down a bit. Come on, brother.
How many you got coming up? How much damage you're taking in training? When does damage start to show up in your life? Like when does it show up? And how much can you mitigate? And how far is it when you're too far? We all know fighters, they're fucking gone. We all do.
Jesus Christ, that was brilliant. That was fucking brilliant, man. That was so well done.
You think about the future. You also think about brain damage. You think about concussions. You think about how many you've already had, how many you got coming up, how much damage you're taking in training. When does damage start to show up in your life? Like when does it show up? And how much can you mitigate? And how far is it when you're too far? We all know fighters, they're fucking.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Big up, big up, big up. That's fucking brilliant. That was fucking brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. If Joseph Rogan tells him to stop, maybe he will stop, right? Because he loves fucking Joseph Rogan. Let's continue here. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? That face, bro. Oops. Jesus Christ. Look at that. Look at that. He was absolutely out, innit, like? It legitimately knocked him out. Good thing he's got those airbags, but Jesus Christ, bro. He is out for the count. Legitimately out for the count. God damn, Papa.
It's a TRX.
Oh, yeah. This is a good one. This is a good one. This is somebody's a fantastic edit. Big up the person that put this together. This is him an edit where he speaks about it for the first time at the TFATK live show, superimposed with what actually happened, cut in. So you see the bits where he obviously, you know, embellished the story and shit, and the bits where he obviously told the truth. It's fucking hilarious because it's like standard Brendan shit, innit? Let's play it here. I fancy myself an off-roader, a TRX story.
Oh, what happened? Okay, so this is what happened. So, this is what happened. So, I fancy myself an off-roader, right?
Yo, the sound is fucking crazy high. Bear with me a second, I'll lower it a bit. Bear with me a second, I'll lower it a bit here. Let's go back again.
Oh, what happened? Okay, so this is what happened. So, this is what happened. So, I fancy myself an off-roader, right?
Oh, no.
Well, folks, I got stuck.
Shoot's over. It's all good. I'm going through the sand, doing fucking donuts, peeling out. Yay, right? Everyone's like, go, Brendan.
Donuts.
So I was going to turn. I just stepped on the gas, and it just locked up and went fucking wooga, like flipped right over.
And by the way,
here's the fun part. Here's the very fun part. Those side airbags was like, cool story, Brendan. Happy 2024. Boom, and knocked me out.
Yeah.
No one's hit me harder than a 2022 Ram TRX airbag.
I wonder if all that damage actually has some residual effects. Do people normally get knocked out by side airbags? Is that a thing normally? Do side airbags normally knock people out? Or did he actually get knocked out because of all the damage he's incurred over the years at the UFC? And he legitimately is just like, if anybody hits him in the side of the face, he's out. Maybe he's one of those type of people. What Tedra's saying he didn't get knocked out. So what do you have? Did he have a concussion? Was he wobble? He looked a bit out to me. What do you think? No, but like I think he was knocked out slightly for a few minutes, and then he kind of like woke up. If that makes sense. That's why I think, I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. What do you think here? Did he get? Because it feels like he was knocked out for like a small, like a couple of seconds, and then he woke up again. Or am I bugging? What do you guys think? Oh, people saying no because he jumped straight out. Okay, cool. Let's see. What do you guys think? Do you think he got knocked out?
Oh no!
Isn't a concussion? Oh, sorry. Concussion and knockout, I guess, technically aren't the same thing. Well, they're obviously not the same thing because they're two different things. Duh! But I guess what I mean was that he was out for a short space of time. Maybe half a second, maybe a couple of seconds. He was definitely like out. Then he was obviously up. It's never not gonna make me laugh. Okay, so people saying dazed. Another painted narrative. Do you think he's lying about this whole thing? That would be wild, man. This is another lie. Oh, you guys are making me doubt now. Do you think this is all a lie? And this is all done on purpose? What do you guys think? This is a conspiracy is happening now. You're all making me fucking doubt while I go on. Is this all one big fucking marketing fucking ploy? Oh, this guy is fucking awful. Is he doing this on purpose? Did he flip this on purpose? Huh.
Starting emergency call to the SOS service provider.
You think what, Quayla? You think Action J got a bit hard thinking podcast was finally over and he could go back to I don't know. I don't know what to believe, man. I don't know what to believe now. I don't know what to believe. Was this all a lie? Look at how sideways he is. He's still trying to drive it. The car's basically sideways, and he's still trying to drive. If we could just like will it back. Oh my eyes. Oh my fucking eyes. He's actually trying to turn it back, and it's already literally, it's at a 90-degree angle already, and he's trying to you know, he reminds me of Brendan. Was definitely that guy when he was playing fucking Gran Turismo. He'd like, remember back in the day when those guys, when you playing racing games and they do that and they like move their head, like, do you know what I mean? Brendan was definitely that guy. He was definitely like moving the controller and his fucking body when he's playing driving games. You could tell. You could fucking tell, man. You could fucking tell. Look at him. Holding the controller like super tight. You know what I mean? Oh, holy shit. Holy shit.
Starting emergency call to the SOS service provided.
Exactly, Jesse Bang. Tried to sully land that airplane. Oh God, man. What an awful driver, man. Like, it is, at least that's comforting to know. I think a lot of people kind of had I think a lot of people assumed just by how he carries himself and shit that he was a bad driver. And I think we know now he's categorically a bit of a shit driver. We know that for sure. We know that for sure. Doesn't know how to handle his cars, buys all these exotic supercars and whatever it may be, but has no idea how to fucking handle them. Absolute shame. Real shame, to be fair. Oh my God. Let's continue that video though. That was fucking brilliant. Yo, that guy, who is that guy? Who did this to Brendan? He's out on the floor and he went for that. Look, UFC's fucking brutal, bro. Look how high up he was. Jesus Christ, bro. Fucking hell.
RX airbag.
You should be a comedian.
It hit me so fucking hard, dude.
It literally, you don't see it. It's so
and
fast.
You'll see the video. I go like this. Poof, oh.
I didn't see
and
it.
Then, but here's what's dope. When you see the video, as the truck's going upside down, I go, not today. And I hit my seatbelt, and then I fucking fall right on the ground.
There's a lie. There's a lie.
And then I'm trying to get out, and the airbags, they're so hard I can't get out, and I'm panicking. So then I just fucking open it.
Hold on. Why would he lie about ejecting the seatbelt if the seatbelt saved him? Or am I mistaken here? If you've got your seatbelt on and the car flips, isn't that more beneficial because you get to stay in your seat? You don't get to fucking rattle around the car. Why would you want your seatbelt to be ejected when you're flipping over? Unless you want to get out. Then you press it and you fucking, you know what I mean? Why would you want, like, what a weird lie.
I didn't know this, but you were afraid that the weight of the truck was gonna.
I thought I was gonna die. Yeah, I thought I was gonna die.
You see,
how can you think that Drake is gonna drop that much when it's a off-roader truck that's made, you know, to incur some level of damage and whatever? Why would the roof just cave in on you like that? That makes no sense.
See him trying to kick the window open.
Because I was worried the truck was gonna come down on me, but it
was weird.
Cancel button. Starting.
Yo, big up, Abe.
Dog passed last night. Your content cheers me up. Ty.
Oh man, sorry to hear that, Abe Martinez, man. What do you call it? Very, very sorry to hear that. RIP to your dog, brother. RIP to your dog, sending you all the fucking love. Make sure you fucking put the heart emojis in the chat for my guy, Abe Martinez. Again, RIP to your dog. Hope he goes to flipping. Hope he or she goes to doggy heaven. Make sure you put the fucking heart emojis into the chat for Abe Martinez. RIP to your little doggy, bro. Apologies and sad to hear that, my friend. But happy we can laugh and we can giggle and take some of that pain away. Feel me? But RIP to your doggy. Heart emojis in the chat for Abe Martinez. Heart emojis in the chat.
SOS.
And then you'll see the video. It's like, you know, it sends the SOS thing. It's all and then I'm crawling out. You just hear me go, fuck. Dude, when it's
even the fuck wasn't the same. The fuck on the stage was way more dramatic and way more whatever. The fuck in the car was like a little bit like, he was actually a bit embarrassed, a little bit of shame there, annoyed that he wasted all that money. That's what that fuck in the car sounded like.
It's gonna alert the authorities. I was like, there's no way I'm in Johnson Valley, which is where Kings of Hammer's at. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, like 4 hours from any city. Dude, a fucking chopper. 3 cops.
I didn't think about it at the time, but what a weird thing to lie about. Why would they be choppers and police cars just there to save you in the middle? Like, really? On call, on wait for you. I love it. Footage not like, huh? What a weird thing to lie about, man. Like,
dude, when it says it's gonna alert the authorities, I was like, there's no way I'm in Johnson Valley, which is where Kings of Hammer's at. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, like 4 hours from any city. Dude, a fucking chopper. 3 cop cars. And then they're like, you all right? I'm like, I'm good. Like, cool. Like, can I get a ride back? They're like, absolutely not. So yeah, dude, I got fucked up. But I love trucks.
why lie about that bit? I guess he could say he lied about that bit at the end because he's a comedian and he wants, you know, it's that whole BERT Kreischer thing about adding a little bit of like spice to your story, you know, maybe. But why lie? Why? Weird thing to lie about. Really strange thing to lie about. But you know, bapper things. More posts from the sucking subreddit. Big up. You see this one? This is really good as well. This is fucking brilliant. These boots are made for trug walking. Big up this user for this. Look at that. Look at this one. Look at that. Just do it. What? Oh, that's fucking brilliant. That is fucking brilliant. Just do it. Oh, absolutely great. I fucking love it. Continuing on.
Mr.
Oh, sorry, we got another one. Oh, this is really good too. Hey, what's that?
And then he said, and then they said,
Exactly.
and then the cops said, and
Yeah.
then Casey Affleck said.
Casey Affleck with tears in his eyes. With tears in his eyes. Brendan, don't do it, man. Don't drive that truck, Brendan, man. You've got kids, Brendan. You got kids. Think about the critter. Think about the critter. Think about Bosty. Think about Tiger. Tiger Thick. Think about your empire. Think. Oh, but big up NJ Ranger. Appreciate you, bro. Let's continue. Look at this one. Sorry for your loss. It's actually impressive you didn't get cancelled for that voice, man. That's fucking super racist. Listen.
Mr. SCHAUB, sorry for your loss. You need many, many stitches. This be worth paying your life.
How did he not get cancelled for that? Come to think of it, how did he not get cancelled for that? Mr. SCHAUB, like, what? Wow, bro. Like,
Mr. SCHAUB, sorry for your loss. You need many, many stitches. This be worth paying your life. Guaranteed. Worth paying your life. Mr. SCHAUB.
what the fuck? What's paying your life? And then the guy, the actual UFC doctor, has a fucking, you know, has a better English accent than fucking Brendan. incredibly well spoken. You know, seems like a really good dude. It was so fucking funny. Oh, one more time, man.
SCHAUB, sorry for your loss. You need many, many stitches. This be worth paying your life, guaranteed. Worth paying your life. Mr. SCHAUB.
Mr. SCHAUB. What? Like, oh, so disrespectful. But no surprise. Another one. How it started. Just play this one. Bear with me a second. I'm lower the volume a little bit so it doesn't blow your ears. Downrate the fucking bit rate. Let's start again. Let's go. Oh, mate, it's fucking hilarious. I love this shit. All the sound. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh my god, wish it could play it fucking smoothly. One more time. That was fucking brilliant. That was. Jesus Christ. Imagine if he actually died in that truck doing that on flat ground. That car's going down a hill. But imagine how embarrassing it would have been if he actually died flipping that truck on flat ground, not hitting anything. That's the most saddest, depressing way to go out ever. Not even like a head-on collision. Not flying off the side of a mountain, down a cliff, just from being stationary, turning the steering wheel, putting your foot on the accelerator, and then it flipping. Like, imagine getting taken out like that. God almighty. I'll be so depressed. Obviously, you know, you can't be depressed when you're dead, but you get my gist. You get my fucking gist. This was a good one. This was the fucking brilliant one. See this one? Modded out my cab for the baddies. So, this is the inside of your truck. Cool steering wheel on the ceiling. That's fucking brilliant. That is fucking brilliant. Annie Liederman finally got inside of Brendan's truck. She finally got in there. Annie Liederman finally got into Brendan's truck. He finally walked her to his truck, and it's upside down. So, oh my god, this is so cool. Is this like one of those like new car things where like it drives upside down and stuff? I've read about it online. Oh my god, this is like so cool. Is your dick gonna be upside down too? So I don't even have to like bend down to suck your dick. I could just look up and suck it. That's really cool. Oh, big up Annie Liederman. Big up Annie fucking Liederman, one of the soldiers. One of the brave soldiers that exposed all that shit and fucking blew up that whole LA podcasting community type of people, blah, 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 blah. I wish Annie Liederman would go on Firing the Kid. She probably never would, but I really want to see Annie Liederman on Firing the Kid. I really want to see how funny and how awkward and how passive-aggressive it would be. I'd love to see Annie Liederman on the Firing the Kid as a guest. I'd love to see it. I'd love it. I think it'll be a brilliant episode. I think that'll be fucking funny. That'll do numbers. I wish that happened. I wish it happened. Wish.
I need to take my...
have you seen this guy? Have you seen this fucking turbo dork? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Bapa's chauffeur for the Mint 400 is ready to dish out repercussions to the haters. Also, beast of a shark in the business of ideas, right? So this guy, I guess, is the one that's going to be driving the car or maybe helping Brendan when he goes to the Mint 400. And he had to, some choice words for people like us. Let's see what he has to say here. What's his name? BJ Baldwin. Big up BJ Baldwin.
My boy, Brendan.
Yo, be up, Wingus. It doesn't play? Okay. It says Annie would get the pipe, bean cheese, bean cheese, bean cheese, bean cheese, bean cheese, bean cheese, dick bean cheese. Hey, that's why I didn't play. That little dick in there, the pipe also, I think YouTube was like, you're too horny. You just said, nope, not gonna play that. Not doing that TTS. But big up Wingus, appreciate you. Yeah, someone said his glasses are, his glasses give, his glasses are definitely MAGA. Sorry, God almighty, the asthma, allergies, yeah, you know how the vibes. But yeah, his glasses tell you everything you need to know about, his opinions on race.
And SCHAUB for a ride someday if he's down. I notice everybody's throwing shade and talking trash about him rolling his T-Rex.
No, it's just funny, bro. It's not about talking trash. It's just funny. The guy's a redact and it's funny. Honestly, these people who meet Brendan like in the last 6 months and they start to fucking go crazy sucking him off and being his defense thing, it's like, bro, like, this is so corny. You're grown men. You didn't know him last year. All of a sudden now you're sucking him off. Like, calma, tranquilo, bro.
I had a thought for some of you that are saying bad stuff. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Oh, scary. Big man. Shut the fuck up. Look his face. Look at his face. Look at his fucking face. You should probably shut the fuck up. I'm a Marine.
By the way, Brennan, I've always thought we can make billions of dollars if we can come out with an app where you can reach through their phone and bitch slap them into another dimension for talking shit and leaving rude comments. That would be
man.
awesome.
So boring.
Awesome. It's my idea. I'd take 10% if you can get somebody to get it done.
Jay was
boring. Boring. This guy only met Brendan the other day. All of a sudden he's threatening people and, sucking up Brendan in pub. I don't know. I've never, maybe because I've never had like famous friends. I guess it's different if you have famous friends. But I've never ever been a person that will go that far to suck off another man, especially for like the similar age group. Like, it's just odd to be like that subservient to another man, to to be running defense for them, right? To be acting as a human shield. It's just like, you don't even know this dude. Like, let's imagine everyone, what they're saying about him is false. And we're all making it up, we'll over-exaggerate, we'll hate it. Let's say that is the truth. Cool. But you don't even know him to defend him. Why you go and defend somebody you barely know? It makes no sense. But hey, what do I know? Let's continue. What's this one? The Undying Bonds. Undying Bonds. Let's see what this is about. Bear with me seconds. I get it to fucking do its ting. Bish bash bosh. Let's see what Undying Bond is all about. You gonna play or not? You gonna play or not? I guess not. Let's refresh it a bit. Bear with me a second as I get this refreshed. If you're watching the stream and enjoying what you're seeing what you like, please make sure. Oh, it's been deleted. That's why. Damn, it's been deleted. Okay, cool. Doesn't matter. Next one. Or maybe the person's account got deleted. That's probably why. Yep, all of them got deleted. Okay, cool. Damn, son. Let's play another one. It sure sounds like he's regretting his attempt at being a stand-up comedian. Let's play this one.
That too. So you can.
And then when they go, you're sad and missing them. Like, I thought you guys were my friends.
Well, there's that, or if you listen to the wrong people, which I've been, guilty of. You listen to the wrong people. Hey, you should do this, or you should do this, and you realize they don't have your best interest in hand. Then you go down that road, and now I don't even talk to some of these people. I'm like, oh, what was I thinking? Why would I do that?
What about?
What? Is he trying to blame? What? Huh? What? Is he trying to blame? Is he trying to blame Rogan for his? Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back one more time. Let's go one more time.
That too, so you can.
And then when they go, you're sad and missing them. Like, I thought you guys were my friends.
Well, there's that, or if you listen to the wrong people, which I've been, guilty of. You listen to the wrong people. Hey, you should do this, or you should do this, and you realize they don't have your best interest in hand. Then you go down that road, and now I don't even talk to some of these people. I'm like, oh, what was I thinking? Why would I do that?
What about doctors?
That too, so you.
Damn. Is he trying to suggest that he took the wrong advice when pursuing his stand-up career and he should have done something else? Huh? What a weird thing to bring up. Maybe it's a throwaway comment. It's not a big deal. But it's an interesting way you try to phrase that. Hey, big up Rodeo Brito. I'm actually going to be doing a little interview with Rodeo Brito soon. I think 2 p.m. in it? Yeah, 2 p.m. Oh, shit, I've got to jump up in a minute. Shit, I didn't realize the time. So big up Rodeo. We're actually going to be on the old Twitter Spaces. So if you're not following me on Twitter, what are you fucking doing? Don't be lame. Go follow me on fucking Twitter. My whole name, you know what the fucking deal is. Look, it's up there. You see what the fucking at is. Find me on there. All right? It's not fucking hard. And we're going to be talking there, so definitely check it out. It's going to be available on there. Don't delay Twitter Spaces. You'll see it on my fucking side of the content. I'll share it on my fucking feed. Don't be fucking lame. Make sure you join on there, okay? Cool. So, I've long had the theory that the degradation, the deterioration of Brendan Schaub and Joe Rogan's friendship started because of a series of events. From the Brendan being dumb enough to say, I know loads of bald guys that sling dick, and he mentioned Rogan and Dana White, basically in a way exposing Rogan and making it seem as if he cheats on his wife and shit. Maybe in secret, who knows if it's true or not, but regardless, it was the first time we've heard of that sort of stuff being put out there, so it was major news. He had to go and apologize on his platform, walk it back a bit, and basically, he didn't really walk it back well. It was a horrible fucking apology, but that obviously didn't help things. Then the Dana White stuff, I think, also put a strain in the relationship, even though Dana White was kind of in the wrong the first time they were going back and forth. But the Dana White situation didn't help things, because I think Dana White has always hated Brendan, and I'm sure Rogan's aware of that. So that probably put a strain on things. But then, of course, the stuff that happened after, which was major, the stuff with Ali Lederman, the stuff with Kalila, the stuff with Bobby Lee, all of that stuff probably didn't help. But I'm starting to wonder if maybe apart from all that stuff, the Crystalia stuff, the Brian Callen allegations, I'm wondering now, maybe the actual main reason why Rogan started to look at Brendan differently was because of the Bobby Lee shit. That might be the main reason. Maybe I've missed it completely, and it wasn't all the other stuff. Maybe the Bobby Lee shit was the main reason why Rogan was like, you know what, I'm good on this guy. Because listen to this clip.
Got it. There's something.
Bobby Lee's one of those.
Yeah.
You don't like Bobby Lee, I don't like you.
Bobby is.
I don't like you if you don't like Bobby Lee.
Is it safe to say he's maybe the best podcast guest ever?
He's amazing.
It's insane the energy he brings. He's so funny.
I've known Bobby for 30 years.
Damn.
I didn't know that. Rogan's known Bobby Lee for 30 years. He thinks he's the best guy ever. He's always had an open invite to his pod, and only in the last year he came recently. He's always loved Bobby Lee. So maybe when Brendan and Brian Callen tried to bully Bobby Lee because of the Kalila drama, they tried to accuse Bobby Lee of being behind the Fire and the Kids subreddit, maybe that was the time when the fucking penny dropped for Rogan. He was like, okay, this guy's toxic. This guy is a bad look for me. This guy's making stuff really awkward for me in the scene. This guy's ruining my reputation. Maybe that was the reason why. Maybe the Bobby Lee situation actually fucked Brendan more than we know. Because it's clear that when they were trying to fucking intimidate Bobby on the phone, he said that they used Rogan's name as an intimidation tactic. We're going to talk to Rogan. We're going to get Rogan, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think Rogan knew at the time that Brian Callen and Brendan were using his name like that as like a threat, as like an intimidation tactic. I don't think he knew. And I don't think he appreciated it. He took that personally. And obviously, I think that negatively impacted his relationship with Brendan. Maybe. Could be wrong. I could be right. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Moving on from that one, we've got another one here. This is how real pros start a show. Let's play this one.
And they sent all those guys to go win the independence for America. So the Scotch Irish built this damn country.
Chin, you good?
One bloody man at a time.
All right, you ready to...
I wonder why he keeps doing that now these days. Do you think that's his like new tactic to assert dominance on the show? Chin, are we recording? It's like, bro, like, while the guy's in the middle of talking. That's so rude, no?
And then they sent all those guys to go win the independence for America. So the Scotch Irish built this damn country.
Chin, you good?
One bloody man.
It's so rude. The guy's literally going and talking, and he just like switches the subject. Like, Chin. He can't even be brave enough to be like, hey, do you mind? 1 second. I need to just double check. He can't even be, he doesn't even have the balls to be like, 1 sec, mate. Let's just quickly check. Like, he has to use Chin. Chin! Tell him to shut up, please. Chin, he's talking. Chin, he won't let me start my podcast. Like, bro, like, Chin.
And then they sent all those guys to go win the independence for America. So the Scotch Irish built this damn country.
Chin, you good?
One bloody man at a time.
All right, you ready to introduce our guest, B?
Oh, what? Wait. We're doing intro? Wait a minute.
Thought we were already rolling.
We've been rolling, yeah. Proper intro. You just want to roll right into that?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do a proper episode.
Yeah. Go ahead, you do it.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to introduce the guest?
I'll introduce
the man, the myth, the legend, a guy I've known for a hot second.
And trained
He's
with?
looking extra healthy and juicy. It's Mayhem Miller.
Oh, I broke the couch.
Yeah, it was good. That was a
had
really
to make
good
an entrance.
That was a legit entrance.
And I've
220, by the way, fought at 170.
I've joined the thick boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then,
fuck, you know, it's good that the guy has got good attitude, but that was really rude, unnecessary. But he's starting to do that a lot. Like, Chin, are we recording? Like, just tell the guy to shut up, innit? Like, it's not that big of a deal, bro. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? Big up. Big up.
Went the weekend.
It's another one. Actually, that's it. Let's stop there. 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 So, thank you so much for tuning in. Random Show episode number 199, part 2. There's actually going to be a part 3 now, because I don't want to do 200 yet. There's going to be a part 3 later. Don't cry, don't complain. 200 is coming up. There's going to be a part 3 of 199 coming up later on this evening, okay? Don't complain, don't cry yet, okay? 200 is coming. Part 3 of this is coming later, okay? So, for now, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Check out my fucking Twitter. I'm going to be sitting down with my guy, Rodeo Brito, in a couple of minutes, so make sure you check out the Twitter. Go to my Twitter, twitter.com/my full name, AGOSTINHOZINGA, right? You can find it in the screen there. You see it right there in the screen. Don't be dumb. Don't act like you can't see it. It's right there on the fucking screen. You see where my fucking thing is. Actually, you know what? To make it even easier for you absolute regards in the fucking chat, right? You regards like myself, the regards, right? The regards in chief who don't know nothing and cry and say, Agostino, please give me everything. Spoon it to me. Spoon it. Spoon it to me. Give it to me in my mouth, Agostino. Pause. No pause. Okay? If you want it in your mouth, directly from me, here you go. In your mouth. Open wide. Aha, there you go. Look at that. Easy peasy. Easy fucking peasy. Go to my fucking, go there. Go there. Check it out. You'll see me there, okay? Easy peasy. Find it there and check me out on there. To make it easy, look what I'm going to do here. To make it fucking easy, right? There we go. Look at this. Open wide. Open wide. Ah, there you go. Open wide again. Ah, there you go. Again. Ah, again. Ah. Okay, there you go. Anyways, appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. Pleasure never a chore. Make sure you press the like button down below and let me know that you enjoyed the show. And I'll see you guys again soon.